7 o'clock, pretty much around 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, no wonder
Yes.
you didn't really answer my. I was trying to get a hold of you earlier on because I wanted to talk to you about something here.
Oh,
But I don't know if I want to, now that I've recorded the show, I don't know if I want to talk about it on the show or not.
okay, don't then.
But maybe later we can talk about it because
Okay.
something happened yesterday and really, I didn't think I'd ever. Well, I wasn't a part of it, but I was there when it happened. And we'll put it that way.
Oh,
If if you have any guesses,
did it have anything to do with me?
no, no.
Oh, well,
But I think it
why
has.
wouldn't you want to talk about it?
Well, because it had something to do with. Well, I don't know. We'll talk about it off camera. I'm not going to bring it up now. I don't want to be all because I mean it's just a weird. It was a weird situation, and I don't know how to even feel about it.
See, and now you got my curiosity piqued.
Well, put it this way: somebody that I used to or that would come to the casino passed away yesterday. So hey, what's up there, Ken? How's it going?
Not much.
You look good. You got the green screen in the background, and the dogs in the background.
Hang on, I've got to take my volume up here so I can hear you.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, Mama T, this is Ken Heath. He's from Las Vegas. He's
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Nice. Just nice to meet you.
she's the only woman on our show, so mostly just a sausage fest over here.
Yeah, that's all right though, because I got my mind's in the gutter like most men. So
Hey, there's nowhere to go but up from there.
That's
yeah,
right. That's right. That's
I
right.
mean, our little shock jock Sean here needs a Robin. So
Well,
keep it in mind.
when you say shock jock or whatever or jock, well, this guy has well, not only is he a radio DJ, but he actually has family. Like his family comes from uh, the radio industry. We'll just say as one of my heroes in the business. We'll say.
Cool.
You want to guess of who it could be? I mean,
That passed away.
no.
Uh,
His relatives.
well,
There's a
Oh,
legendary.
he has passed
He
away,
has
but
passed away, but that was like almost 30 years ago. We're getting
July
close.
1st, 1995.
Yeah.
no,
And,
I don't. I would not
and,
even dare to venture a guess.
and don't say he looks like former WWF wrestler Vader. If you remember him at all from wrestling. What's up,
Good
Lance? How you
evening,
doing?
Warlock.
It's nice to get the crew back together. It's all after last week's political shenanigans. I tell you.
I didn't even go back and watch that. It felt
Did
like
that
we.
go
I felt
okay?
like we did a good job, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna destroy my own
No,
idea.
it went all right. It just felt weird. I just felt weird the whole time doing it because I mean we were successful. Everything happened the way it did, and everybody did their role or did their best that they could anyway. I mean they did a good job. Everybody did. Uh, I just
Yeah,
feel weird. Just
we ran out of time.
Yeah.
We were working with some
well,
really hard time constraints.
it wasn't just that. It was just the fact that I just felt weird because I'm not a political person. I love
Yeah,
America and everything, but it's like I just and I love Thief River and I always will, but it's like it just felt weird to me.
Sean, it's funny that you say that. I did get a little bit of harsh feedback, and the one harsh feedback that I got was like, "Why is Sean trying to be everybody's friend?" And I'm like, "That's just Sean. He's a nice guy. He's not there to step on toes and punch people in the face. If you want that, then you gotta give Mama T some some brewskis."
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You gotta fill her up with alcohol. Or coffee. Maybe it's coffee this time. It's probably
No,
coffee.
not coffee. It's Monday night. That's not coffee.
Oh, okay. It's a little mixed anyway. Well, guys,
No, it's wine. It's wine.
oh, okay. Well, whatever. It's fine. Wine is fine.
It's apple cider wine. Actually, I didn't realize it until I was like, "Why is it
Holy
colored cloth?"
holy shit! Look at Sean. He's the modern day equivalent to Eminem. Wine is fine. Wow, got the rhymes.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right.
Ooh.
Hey,
Well, John Cena on,
hey, Sean, save some bitches for some of us, okay?
Yeah, because they're all piling up at my place. It's
Yeah.
every single
Well,
one of them.
don't open the closet.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's probably full of movies, probably.
Oh, probably.
Back on. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yep.
Yeah. What happens
John,
in
you
Vegas
still
stays in Vegas.
haven't commented. Sean, you still haven't commented.
Oh, who? Well, I was just gonna say, but everybody started coming in at the same time. So, we have a new crew member. His name is Ken. He's a DJ from Las Vegas, and I've known him for a little bit, probably maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. I know Nathan, my friend Nathan Shemaya, got a whole, introduced me to you because I was being DJs and have that kind of background, similar background anyway. Well, Ken here is going to be on the show whenever he's able to make it and whatnot, week to week. But he has some, just like Lance has, with his wonderful roots, his historical roots in history with film. Ken has he's related to somebody who's a legendary DJ that's not around no more. Passed away back in '95, almost 30 years ago. But do you have any idea of who?
Casey Kasem. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Casey Kasem. That's right, because he looks just like him.
See, I told you I wouldn't even dare to venture a guess.
Well, it's just as legendary, but probably I'd say more legendary.
He was in American Graffiti. That should narrow it way down.
Wolfman Jack.
Howlin' Wolf?
That's my Uncle Bob.
Howlin' Wolf?
No,
Shut the front door.
not Howlin' Wolf the singer, Wolfman Jack. Wolfman Jack.
Well, yeah, Wolf. Yeah.
Howlin' Wolf is a
I
blues
said it
singer.
wrong, but I knew who you were talking about when you said that. Yeah.
Boy, your Bob would be like, "What the hell?"
I have no idea who we're talking about. Y'all people are old.
There he goes again.
Yeah, Zach has no idea about the past. Before he was born, he has no idea what the world was like.
That's right, because the world wasn't worth knowing until I came into it.
That's right. And you still don't know about anything. You barely know about, I mean, you probably don't know much about, well, you know a lot about McDonald's.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much about
politics.
Sam
you
Cooke
know a lot
song.
about politics. Yeah.
I was about to say that might be one area I do know a little bit about.
I highly doubt you know who Buddy Holly is and everything, but you should.
No,
you
no,
should.
no, I do not. When it comes to like actual pop culture stuff, yeah,
Buddy Holly was an actual person before there was a song by Weezer. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I didn't even know there was a song by Weezer.
You don't even know who Weezer is. It's like
Weezer is a band, Zach.
I know that.
He probably thinks it's some asthma thing that you get. Like,
yeah, it's not there's no H in it, so it doesn't use an atomizer or anything.
Good. Don't need any of that. Don't need people passing out on the floor.
So, Sean, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I was thinking about you when I got dressed today.
Good thoughts or bad thoughts? Oh, you mean what the Beetlejuice said to him again?
Women say that a lot to me. I was thinking about you while I covered my body.
I wasn't thinking about you when I got undressed. I was thinking about you when I got dressed. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's right. Well, I've never.
I was just waiting for you to make the.
I've never seen it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it's doesn't. I mean, it's beyond the subject anyway. Mama T and I, we live close to each other, and just like Zach as well. And so we're all from like Minnesota or northern Minnesota, and ever since I met Mama T, I've always kind of we like to roast each other sometimes. Sometimes I take it a little far. I do. I cross the line, But hey, she loves me, and I love her too. So.
Hello, casting crew.
All right, enough of the mushy bullshit.
That's right. Let's get
on with the show.
Lance, my man, how are you? How's everybody?
Hey, how's it going? This is the Mad Dog. His name's Anthony Lutz. He's from Pittsburgh, Canada. Anthony, we got a new crew member here, just so you know. I mean, you met Zach a couple weeks ago, but now we got Ken Heath. He's from Las Vegas. He's a radio DJ.
Oh,
hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy?
pretty good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He's
Sound like the king.
Yeah, well, I mean, his uncle
Who
is.
do you think I think I am?
His uncle is Wolfman Jack. Just so you know.
Hey, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
From
once a king, always a king, but once a knight,
all right.
That's right. That's right. Well, Ken's gonna be on the show. He's gonna be one of our new crew members, and I feel
Welcome aboard.
I feel with his background in broadcasting and of course being in Vegas, and I mean that's a pop culture center of the city of the world, pretty much. I would say next to New York and.
Cheers, Wolfman Jack. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
I wish I was living in Las Vegas because I would go to WrestleMania here next year.
That's right, baby. They should have. They haven't had it in that Sphere.
They're having it at Allegiant Stadium.
They should have it in that Sphere, man. That would be so cool.
That'd be way too trippy.
Yeah, they just did UFC at the Sphere.
They did that. I know
trippy.
that was too bad, man.
Like you literally have to be high in order to enjoy it, probably.
My biggest one was my biggest one was down West Virginia. I did 20,000 people. That was my biggest show.
Yeah, see, Ken Mad Dog is a former pro wrestler from the Pennsylvania area.
Oh, right on.
Independent.
Yeah, day coming up is Mad Dog Day here in Pittsburgh, November 4th. I got the key to the city last year.
It was filled with chocolate.
When they put me in the Hall of Fame, they gave May. So November 4th, it's a Monday too.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a shot on the air.
Well, I mean, it'll be and that's what I'm kind of wondering here, because when we start the show and everything at 5:30, because this is just a pre-show, Ken. So this goes on Saturdays, but we have a replay that airs on Grand Forks Best Source, which gives us a lot more viewers and a lot more notoriety, we'll say. So I always like to do a little pre-show beforehand and just let get the show warmed up a little bit. We even did one last week, for the election deal.
Is Zach frozen, or is he just riding around in a car again?
He's a truck driver, so he's busy most of the time. So
I know what he's doing. Then I hate that.
Yeah, but hey, at least he's able to connect with us one way or another.
Yeah, I drove a truck for 40 years. I know what he's doing. It's tough.
Sweet Polly T knows I'm doing this. He missed my show a lot. I've got Ken, you might not know this. I've got my own podcast I do on Sunday nights. It's one-on-one interviews with musicians and DJs, and hey, you can be on my show. Anyway, so yesterday, that would actually now that popped into my head, I almost forgot what I was going to say. No, yesterday I interviewed Jennifer Lynn Jennifer Lynn and the Groove Revival, and they're going to be playing at the Empire on Friday. And after the show was over, she sent me 2 free tickets.
Right on.
I do get perks doing this.
See, there you go. Cool. And probably what your first kind of perks, from doing the show.
Where's the show at that you got the tickets to see?
In Grand Forks at
the Empire. So they're local. They're local near you then.
Oh yeah. Empire Arts Center. I know where that is.
I don't know where that's at. Yeah,
Bobby did. If you watch any of Little Bobby's videos, if you see him on this great big stage with an all-male band, that's from his show he did at the Empire Arts Studio.
Cool.
Yes. So I mean, other than that, Ken, I mean, our crew, it's full of. We got a lot of random people, but it's like they're all good people. And most of them, other than Zach, he's probably the only one that really hasn't had a pop culture dip. But we're teaching him. We're teaching him. Everybody else is pretty much done or hung around people that were around the entertainment industry. We still got a couple more people coming in.
Hey, Ken.
Sam and
yeah.
Dude, you didn't go to the Steeler game yesterday, did you?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You missed the best game of the year down there. We kicked the hell out of you guys.
No, they I don't know who is in charge of not having their head up their ass around here, but for some reason they figured out that they need to build all the sports arenas as close to the strip as possible, because there's not enough traffic already on the strip.
Yeah. And what they did wrong, they sell tickets to the other team's fans. We had more Steeler fans than there was Raider fans. It was ridiculous.
You get a game going on, on top of the, million people who are there just to see Las Vegas, and you can't get anywhere. Everybody who lives here knows every other way to get around town except going to the Strip.
That's crazy. Well, I can only imagine. I mean, it's busy all the time. It's like the city that never sleeps. It's they used to call that New York all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy around COVID to go down to the Strip, and it was just empty as far as you could see.
Oh,
Wow. I bet
like,
you that was a crazy time, huh?
It was like one of those apocalypse movies where you're the only one.
You're walking with a mask on your face, like you're like looking around, making sure no one's near you.
I didn't play the mask game.
Well, yeah, I hate when we had to wear masks, but that really messed with my eyes and everything.
That's how I got first in line everywhere. I'd cough as much as I can, pull my mask on, pull a booger out, flick it, I'd be first in line everywhere.
You'd be like your brother, you'd be like, you'd be like grabbing yourself or whatever. Hey, shake my hand.
Cough in my hand and go shake the guy in front of me's hand. He'd be going.
Oh, yeah,
hey, you don't have to wait no lines that way.
Got right to the buffet.
First in line, baby.
That's right. All the chicken you want. Anyway.
What time Christopher come on?
What time who? Oh, Christopher comes on at 7. The reason why we're starting a little bit earlier is just because, well, one, because we didn't do a normal show last week, and I figured, well, let's, give us more time to bullshit a little bit. And then two, I just figure, well, Christopher will be on at 7, but you know how we roll. Sometimes we do the interviews a little bit earlier than sometimes. It depends on how the feel of the room is and how if I feel like it's like going anywhere or if it's not going anywhere. Most of the time it has lately, but
killing me.
Is Christopher from
my own show?
Well, at least people show up for my show, at least, right?
Hey, is Christopher from your neighborhood?
You get just as many cancellations as I do. Don't you start with me, boy. I tell you what.
No. I'm talking.
Over there. Fight nice, children. Let's fight nice.
Even on the panel here, though. See, we got a lot. We're growing. Everybody is growing.
Now our guest tonight. What does he do? I mean, he's an author. What else? What else does he?
Well, he does graphic novels. That's his
graphic novels.
I met
tried to look him up, but
I met him like 5 years ago, like literally probably around this time, about 5 years ago at ValleyCon in Fargo. There was the same year that Butch Patrick and Vincent Price's daughter showed up, and I got to meet, hang out with Butch Patrick and do an interview with him because we know each other from before. Because back in like 2012, he was a guest on when I was just doing like radio shows and stuff. And, so I met him. I got a hold of him as soon as I knew that he was coming to Fargo. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to go. And then, I mean, while I was there, it was at the Ramada in Fargo at that time. I think they've changed the locations now of where they have it now, but it was at the Ramada anyway in Fargo, and they had a nice little area. Like my first time really going to an actual convention, because our conventions are smaller here, and I didn't know we even had these around here. I always thought we just had tractor conventions and stuff, because all the come from farm town and everything, all of Minnesota, small town. I know Grand Forks does the River Cinema or does their own little Comic-Con, but it's not as big as the ValleyCon. So
the Lutefisk Expo.
Yeah. Lutefisk Expo. What are you saying?
I said he's got a lot of books. Actually, he's got a couple series out there, mostly like fantasy fiction kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, see, we were supposed to do this interview before the pandemic, before we even knew there was a pandemic. I was going to have him on the show because I met him while going through all the panel, like the other, going through the whole area where the convention was. It wasn't a big one. It was small, but it was still packed full of people. And on the first floor of the Ramada, anyway. And he was dressed like Wolverine. I thought, how unique, some cosplayers, don't often see that, So I got into talking to him. I think he gave me a bookmark, I believe, but I don't remember what I did with that. It's been 5 years, so. But I said I want to have you on the show because it seems like you're you're a guy that really cares about what you're doing. You're selling. You got some good books out here and everything, and I want to have you on the show sometime. And then the pandemic came and life, happened the way it did, and I just kind of forgot about it. And now it's 5 years later, we're finally getting him on the show. I could probably have him on the show a few times between now and then. He's from Minnesota, like Redwood Falls or something, Minnesota. Ever heard of Redwood
Why
Falls?
come everything got to end in falls with you guys?
Because we're always drunk and there's a lot of ice.
That's right.
It's like Red Hill Falls, my ass falls, by the end of the falls, by the
River
the
Falls.
fucking falls.
Buckcrack
Accidental Falls.
Yeah. Buckcrack Falls.
Hell, meet you over by Humpback Falls.
Well,
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm from Green Bush, so there's a bush at the end.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
check out his bush. His bush is green. He needs to go see a doctor.
That's right.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
you
Zach.
don't
Tell
want
me.
to go to Green Bush.
Yeah,
you
fell in
on your way to climax. You don't want to use
Gonorrhea Falls.
That's right. Gonorrhea Falls. So why? Okay, Zach, tell us why everything ends in falls.
From what I've been told, and keep in mind, this could just be a rumor. I have no idea if this is actually the case, but I was told long ago that the reason why they call towns that end with falls is because that's where they would set up settlements and encampments and from way back in like the prairie days, because they wanted to be right next to the river. So that's why they would always try to find a place to be at the river, and that would be their fallstead. So that's why it's called falls. Again, I don't know if that's actually true, but it would make sense considering the towns that I've been to that have falls in their name usually are right next to some sort of bodies of river. But then again, so is everywhere in Minnesota.
So figure out why Polish people end their name in ski, because they can't spell toboggan. No, I'm only kidding, guys.
Well, you gotta understand, around here it's all like Norwegian people and then maybe some German and maybe a little Polish or whatever, but it's just like, it's a mix,
I just had to tell that joke.
I can't say anything because I'm kind of living in a glass house with my last name. Yeah.
Yeah, Gillimatt.
Gillimetti.
Yeah.
Gillimetti spaghetti.
Yeah.
I got called that a lot. Hey, it's Gillimetti spaghetti.
Maybe I should just call you Zach Spaghetti. How about that? We just dropped the Gillimetti or Gillimatt and we'll just call you Zach Spaghetti. How about that?
Well, I would not have a problem with that, but it's the fact that I get hungry pretty easily, and I'd probably get too hungry halfway through the show, and just see me over there in the corner, just chowing down a plate of freshly cooked pasta. Don't ask how or where I got it, but I'll have it.
Sure. Oh, that's all right.
Well, that picture you got on there looks like you just chowed down a gray wolf or something.
A what?
Some kind of wild animal.
While hiking over the falls.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey man, out here in the rough neck of the woods, you gotta catch and kill your own food.
Yeah, you see that? By the way, did you see that fish that John Roberts caught?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have fed him forth for a year.
Caught like 3 or 4 of them. I saw pictures of. I'm just like, well, how the hell?
Unbelievable.
That big. Yeah. Next week when he comes back, he'll have to tell us the story.
Is he gone? Is he gone for the week or something?
Well, he's still picking. They were late on the sugar beets, I guess. So
man, that thing was unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, that's what he was able to get some time to fish because the sugar beets were delayed. So he'll be back next week on the show.
What's up, bro?
About the sugar.
What's up, Screaming Sammy?
So,
hey, how's it
going?
The
reason they had to delay the sugar beets is because they can't haul beets and bring them to the piler and bring to the factory for the piles if the air temperature is above, I think 60, I think is the cutoff, or maybe 55 or something like that. And it's been really unseasonably warm up here lately. So
yeah,
and it's cold down here.
Good, you can have the cold down there. That's fine.
Keep it.
Oh, look at Mad Dog all bundled up. Gotta give him a big old hug.
I'm so cold right now, man. My nipples are hard and my wee-wee's gone.
Well, nice to know. Well,
it's only 50 degrees here. We're usually in the 70s right now.
So gender is a choice.
It could be worse. It could be the other way around.
Yeah, you always got a hot heato, brother.
Yeah, what's the current temperature in Vegas right now?
100.
Oh, it's hang on, let me look.
Probably south of Satan's ballsack.
Yeah,
actually, it's been cooling off. It's
hell does freeze over.
It's 101. It's been cooling off.
No, it's only 91 right now.
Wow.
Oh, you poor thing.
That's the heat of our summer.
You better get a winter coat on.
2 weeks ago it was 117.
Oh man, that's
winter coat on.
Snap.
Hey, I've been told it's the dry heat.
When it was 117, it was 91 at 6 in the morning when I was outside with my dogs having coffee.
Oh, talk about sweaty balls.
Yeah, it's just hotter than a human should have to put up with when it gets down into the 90s and you're like, hey, this isn't so bad. Yeah.
Wow, 90s is like the hottest it gets around here. We might get a 98 day a couple times.
Well,
I have to ask, what's the humidity down there, though?
Oh, well, 0% right now.
Yeah, that's it's a different type of heat. We have it 90 some degrees. We'll have it like 97 degrees with damn near 100% humidity. Yeah, that's fun time. You cut the air with a knife.
Well, Ken, I was going to say,
you can drown if you breathe in too quickly.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Don't do that now. You can drown when you're flying on an airplane, or you're just falling down. Anyway, we got Screaming Sam here, and Screaming Sam is the guy that helped me kind of start this show there, Ken, back a year and a half, or a little over a year ago, back last August anyway. Sam, this is Ken Heath. He's from Las Vegas.
How you doing, Ken? How you doing, Ken?
How you doing?
Good.
He's a radio DJ and has a relation to Wolfman Jack.
No way.
Yeah.
Way.
That Lizzie gets me dizzy.
So, what's Ken's background in broadcasting, and because of where he's at in Las Vegas, I figure, well, he'd be a perfect fit for our show because he's kind of what we need to give us that zing, kind of. We already kind of have the zing, but give us more zing.
Which really tells you how far down this show has gone since its inception. If I'm what you need.
Oh, come on.
And
yeah, it kind of hurts, man.
Yeah, this is definitely a show you need to drink for.
Well, no, I don't mean like that. I just
trying for federal funding with Special Olympics or something.
Yeah.
Ow, collateral damage.
I just tased my balls. Is that a thing enough?
Well, we didn't see it.
Collateral damage, man. Hold off. Let's not use tactical warheads already. Jesus.
Wow.
Sorry, that was my job in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, that's right. Well, before I actually go live with our broadcast here, just because we're still on the pre-show, Ken, tell everybody kind of a little bit about your background and kind of just tell a little bit about yourself to the audience.
I was born a poor black child.
Okay.
Born in Southern California. Had a lot of family in radio. My mom, several of my uncles. Most prominently, of course, Uncle Bob. But started being a teenager in the late 70s, and
that'll happen
with all these other people in radio and everything else. And then that movie FM was in the movie theaters, and WKRP was on television. And I thought, this could be something to do. And a friend of mine needed a DJ for a thing at her church, so I went and did it. And been doing it ever since. 46 years so far.
Okay.
I guess was that the Jerk reference?
Yes,
I was born to poor black child.
I was thinking it was either that or when COVID hit, you took Trump's advice and decided that you were going to inject some bleach and
Oh, no.
No, they're eating the cats and dogs, buddy.
Yeah,
I try not to inject anything.
Hey, I thought he was going to say he got his first job was the blow job. His first job. It was another part of the jerk that nobody remembers.
Wow.
He sent money home to his mom and dad. He got his first job.
Shinola. Yeah.
but
Well, that-
I use the one phrase whenever
Shit from Shinola.
I use the one quote all the time. This lamp, this ashtray, this remote control, that's all I need.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, I need this. Well, I need this phone too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
I need.
And that's all I need.
Oh, that's funny.
And this lighter. But that's all I need.
I'm getting the live ready for you, just so you guys know. So talk about.
And of course, he invented pizza in a cup, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the Optigrab, the little thing that went on your glasses to keep them pushed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those guys.
But you focus on it, then you're cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I have that movie on Blu-ray there. Shout Factory did they've been doing like a select series.
Remember when he's first in the phone book? I'm somebody now, and the guy picks his name out and shoots him. A random guy killing everybody.
This guy hates these cans.
This guy hates his cans.
Somebody now. He's gonna say there's something wrong with these oil cans. They're leaking.
After the show tonight, I'm gonna go on a little Steve Martin marathon. I haven't, the other one I haven't seen in the longest time is The Man with Two Brains.
Or
Becky Boyd.
Now, make sure if you do any Steve Martin marathon, go to YouTube and just watch snippets of that man playing banjo because it is absolutely unbelievable.
He plays good.
Oh,
yep,
incredible.
Yep. Yeah, let's see. So we're getting the live ready right now here.
My brother plays an amazing skin flute.
Yeah, he'll tell you about it.
No, did you watch?
You guys shared a bedroom when you were kids, didn't you?
He plays a no organ.
How's not blowing that organ, I guess.
Sorry, John. Didn't mean that, buddy.
I can take it.
Yeah, I tell you.
I love you, buddy.
Sam, why don't you tell Ken a little bit about you, since you were my co-host from the beginning, anyway, before everybody else came by.
I'm an asshole. That's all you need.
Of course.
I can deal with that.
I was a Sam Kinison impersonator, a tribute artist. I used to be a Sam Kinison tribute artist, and I have to show the picture, right, guys?
I was just gonna say, I got one right on my wall, right here.
Yeah, everybody got one.
Yep.
That was me.
Nice.
And then I
lost weight.
I was
Yeah,
I just lost weight, but I was an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I own businesses and stuff like that. But Sean interviewed me like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, about 3 times.
As Screaming Sam, and he asked me to be a part of his show, so I told him, yeah.
Yeah, right away too.
Yeah, and my brother's sponsored by the Kennison family. You got to tell him the whole story.
Yeah,
I mean, Bill Kennison is your manager and everything.
Well, he was like he was behind me and everything I did with the Screaming Sam thing.
Very nice.
He said I was the closest thing he ever saw to Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
Not now, but Yeah.
Now I'm
on the street. Now I'm on the street with a sign. We'll work for food.
Yeah, now he looks like Meatloaf.
We'll give good head. We'll give head for
freeloader. Go get a job. Don't be on the side of the road with a sign. You got 2 legs. Be a Walmart greeter.
Now I'm waiting to hear him sing that song from Meatloaf, Under the Dashboard Lights.
I love that song.
Will you love me? Will you love me forever? Will you leave me?
Oh.
Will you make me?
Makes me hungry for Meatloaf.
I love that song.
Okay.
Let me sleep on it.
Yeah, we're gonna fall. You're gonna bring the audience to fall.
All right.
Makes me hungry for Meatloaf. That's from Rocky Horror, though.
Hey, Sean, you get mad at me every night when we leave. I say,
being hungry for Meatloaf.
I'm waiting for Antique Man to get on here and so we can see his face because this man did something for me recently. He's not completely done with it, but he did something for me that Bobby didn't even do for me.
What's that?
Wow,
The alphabet.
He wrote a song for you?
He do the alphabet. A, B.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, Bobby did the alphabet song for me. Antique Man actually wrote a public song like to promote my show.
No shit.
Wow.
Nice.
Is that what he was
did.
working
Is that
on?
why
Because
he
was
said
saying
he was
working
in a
on something.
production thing today finishing a special song?
That's crazy.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'll have to listen to that because I didn't know that's what that was about.
Did you hear my song that Sean made for me? I wish I'd have had him 25 years ago. He made me an entry song, man. It was so badass. Everybody's like, why didn't you have that when you come out? I said, because this wasn't around when I come out.
That's right.
30 years ago, they didn't have this shit.
He's very good at the AI stuff. Antique Man actually like wrote the music and the words.
Yeah, but Sean made me a special song.
Hey,
Right.
Sean.
I'm so much better.
But neener.
Antique Man just.
You know, that's why I say at the end of the show, I'm like, Sean, hit my music. I want him to play my music when we go on.
I can't beat it.
Antique Man just wrote, well, I can't Zoom to work.
I can't
get Zoom to work, but I can see and hear you guys in desktop.
Well, but see, I don't know if that's like.
We love you, Antique Man. Get on here.
I don't know if that's like.
Something.
I don't know if that's like his photo or is it a live camera shot or whatever. Because
looks like the front seat of a car.
That's what it looks like.
He might be doing something we don't want to see. Don't be in the back seat, buddy.
Popped up for a second.
All right, well, he'll get it working. I have faith in Eric. You know, never doubt him. All right, so we're gonna get things started here. Now that we got everybody here,
I don't think we got enough room for the guest on our TV panel here.
It'll be fine. Hey, this is wonderful. This is like what I always dreamed of. You know,
a couple more squares will be like the Brady Bunch.
Nah.
Oh, I think
we can play Hollywood Squares. I want the weirdo in the corner.
As far as this goes, Zach right now would be Alice right now for me.
Hey, I want Screaming Sam for the square.
But he probably doesn't know who the Brady Bunch is. So it's
this is your dream. This is kind of like my nightmare. I'm the only girl here.
Yeah, I'll take Mama T for the. I'll take Mama T for an X for the square, please.
I'll just pretend you're Beetlejuice, and it's okay.
Mama T.
No
That's my girl.
All right, everybody.
Say my name 3 times. I dare
Mama T will protect you.
I'm sure,
you're our girl, baby. Don't mess with you.
I'm sure Bobby said your name many times. Anyway. So let's.
Mama T. Nobody's gonna mess with you on our square, baby. I guarantee that.
What are you gonna do? Drive to Minnesota, bitch?
No, I got people in low places, Mom.
Are you gonna do cyberbullying?
Are they gonna come to
Nancy? Say one word, I'm kicking your ass online.
That's right. Yeah. Meet the bejesus.
What a total pussy.
All right. Welcome to Renegade Radio, season 3, episode number 14.
You wouldn't be afraid of that?
Oh, we're really afraid of that. Anyway,
come here, give me a hug.
Welcome to the show, everybody. As you can tell, we're all in a great mood. One, because all the political stuff from last week has finally passed us, and we can move on from that. I apologize to those who probably, were wondering like, why were we doing this? There were reasons why we did what we did, and I don't regret doing it. I just felt a little awkward just because I'm not a political person at all. But everybody that was on the panel did a great job. I appreciate both mayor and the mayor candidate coming on the show and just giving us a little bit of their time because they didn't have to do that. So we definitely do appreciate that, and hopefully that sheds some light on maybe we answered some of your questions. Maybe there's still a lot to be answered, but we only had so much time, and I didn't want to drag on too long. But that was last week. You can go see the on-demand episode. It's available right now on the Grand Forks Best Source website, or on my, Facebook page or whatnot.
Or in YouTube.
YouTube, that's right. But this week, it's a new week. We're back to our old shenanigans. It's only been a couple weeks since my birthday episode. So now we're on episode 14, and we got pretty much all the panel. Other than John Roberts, he's the only one that's not here, but he'll be back next week. He's doing some he's beating off still. So it's like, That's what he's doing.
He's got to
Like,
focus. It's
he's
really
focusing on the
intense.
He's
If he
focusing
caught
on
that big fish with his noodle, he's got a hell of a noodle.
he's doing sugar beets for a couple
Yeah.
more days. So we're coming
He's
back
beating
next
it
week.
off. He's beating it off to have some really huge loads for us. So good on
Yes.
him.
Huge
Yep.
loads of conversation next week. That's right. That's right. That's what he'll have for us.
That beet thing must be a big thing up in your area, huh?
It is Red River Valley beets, sugar beets. We make all of the crystal sugar for basically the whole world. I keep saying we, like I still work there or something. I worked there for like 9.5 years. But yeah, there's like 5 or 6 plants along the Red River Valley, and the Red River Valley produces the best soil content. The way the water is, I guess, and provides so much nutrients to the soil
I
that
hate beets.
no, they're not red, they're white, and they're
I
like
love red beets.
they're like 78% sugar, and they
I
go through
hate
the
beets.
They look like
There's a
big
big sugar
potatoes.
factory just outside of Boise, Idaho. And once a year, the beet trucks are running 24 hours a day. Anybody with any kind of truck, trailer, or anything is hauling beets. And
That's what they said.
this giant mountain of beets, and they start processing them.
Mhm.
And oh my God, does it stink?
It does.
Yeah, it does. With Drake, North Dakota, when I used to go over there, yeah, it always stunk all the time.
Try
All
working
the
at
time.
the factories. You come home and the kids are like, "Mom, what is that smell?" It's the smell of money, boy. It's the smell of money.
Yeah.
That's money.
I'm gonna
We
get
used to drive past
circumcised
the dairy
tomorrow.
all the time, and you'd smell the cows, and my girlfriend would go, "That's the smell of money." And I'd say, "Well, it ain't my money, so I don't want to smell it."
Smells like somebody's making some dirty ass money around there.
Not for all circumstances, for all of us.
I'm getting circumcised tomorrow
Why?
because
Okay,
I lost
that was
weight and I
random.
have to get the foreskin off. I have to get more skin
What
off.
are they going to do? Circumcise your whole body? You
Wow.
got so much skin hanging off, you could cover one of your Volkswagens with that fucking thing.
Wow. Well, that's not where
My
the
brother
drugs
gets
are.
a hard on. He got a 20-inch waist now.
Look at Sean acting all like, oh, I'm embarrassed now.
No, I'm not
Oh,
embarrassed. I'm
You
just.
hate yourself.
Well, I'm just. It's been a while
This
since we've
is
had
what
the
makes
banter,
the
dude.
show click. You got to have a couple
No.
retards
Well,
on it.
the thing about having a foreskin is you always have a hoodie your girlfriend can't steal.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That's
All
what
right,
happened
well-
to me. They circumcised too much of me. I'm all head, no show, I got
That's
damn.
right.
I said, I'm not supposed to have a 6-inch head. What the hell happened there?
Wow. Well, I'm glad you went to Subway before you came.
Okay, enough of that circumcision shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, enough talking about your little wiener. Let's go.
Wow. I tell you. Anyway, I feel like we're at a Jewish convention now.
It's
One
time
else
to
work
change
for
my
tips.
hat.
I love the Jews. The Jews are awesome.
All right.
You like
all
the
right.
Jews?
He likes
Yes.
the Jews. He likes the Jews.
Oh,
Oil.
Jews.
Oil on her.
All right, so we got Mama
We love
T
the
with
Jews.
us. We got Mama T. We got Lance Warlock. We got Zach Gillimat, or Zach Spaghetti. We haven't really thought of the name yet, but we're thinking about it, changing it up a little bit. Give him a nickname anyway. We got Mad Dog, and we got Screaming Sam, and we also have Antique Man in spirit anyway, and a brand new crew member to the show. Mr. Ken Heath, all the way from Las Vegas.
Hi, Kenny.
I know he
DJ
looks just
Ken.
like
That would be
DJ
me.
Ken. Yes, he looks like Vader from WWF, but for WWE, I'm sure Bad Dog.
Does look like the old van.
No, he looks
Yeah.
like Butterbean. What's his name?
Mr. Butterbean.
Yeah.
Butterbean? Okay, well, Butterbean beats Vader, I guess. I don't know what time.
Hey,
It's Vader time, or whatever.
Now, you want to talk about pop culture? I could go toe to toe on wrestling pop culture any day.
Oh, so
Butterbean whooped some ass.
why didn't you think that Ken looks like Vader? That came up to me right away as soon as I saw him. Like, oh, it's Vader.
The
he's
reason
the-
why is because, well, I mean, I don't know about you, but Vader was kind of kind of a douchebag. I didn't really enjoy his stuff. That's the reason why I didn't like. That'd be an insult to call him
You
Vader.
should have been in a locker room with him. He was a prick.
Was he?
He was a
Sure.
total ass job. He likes John Valentine, Greg Darren Valentine. He was the biggest douchebag I ever met in my life.
Oh.
I
that
couldn't,
was-
I couldn't stand the Hammer.
when I don't have my beard grown out, everyone says I look like Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars.
There you go.
I can
You even
I
sound
can
like
see that.
I
Yeah,
get that a
you do
lot.
look like him a little bit.
I kinda
Tourists,
like him a little bit too. He's got that nice.
tourists all want to take pictures with me. I'm like, I'm really not him.
I take
Yeah.
the pictures they used to do to my brother. We'd be riding down the middle of Daytona Beach, They all want to go around and take pictures with him. I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit. Let's go.
Can you do me a favor? Can you say $20 is the best I can do?
$20 is the best I can do.
Yeah.
$18.95.
We're fired up tonight, guys. We're on a roll. I think we don't need no guests with this crew.
Hey Zach, you driving right now, Zach?
Yeah.
Well, pull over, dude. I'll let you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't wreck them beats. You'll be in You'll go to jail for life for wrecking a beat truck.
Well, I don't think he's driving a beat truck. I think he's a truck driver for a living. So he's not. I don't think he's doing beat truck.
He's not driving
delivering something else.
What do you drive? 18-wheeler?
18-wheeler. I am I'm not an over-the-road hauler. I used to be, but now I just do regional and local stuff.
Oh yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know how you love that. I couldn't do it. I drove
I used to
local.
do that.
Well, when you
back
start
every day, I drove on a stake bed delivering burial vaults.
Tell you what,
Concrete burial vaults.
the six-figure salary is enough to keep me going.
Oh yeah, but you're never home.
It's
I
fake
mean,
news. This is fake news. I'm sorry, fake news.
I did 7 Western states for a glass company, but I was home every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was home every night. I drove all day, but I was home every night.
Yeah, same here. I'm driving all day, but I'm home most nights. And yeah, it can get a pain in the ass for sure. But again, when you're looking at bills and inflation
Especially
being as
the
high,
winter time.
huh?
The winters
remember
up
back
there
in
gotta
school
be
when your teacher
crazy
told
to
you you'd
drive.
never make a living looking out the window? What do truck drivers do?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean,
Make
you're
a
not.
living looking out a window.
I bet you it's tough where you drive up there in the winter, man. It's tough up there in the winter.
It does get testy. I mean, it takes a special breed, especially if you go on the ice roads. No, that's fun if you ever
Are you an
experience
ice
that.
road trucker?
I've been on a ice road, not the one that was on TV, but I've been on a ice road once, and never again. Not because it was necessarily scary, mostly because I heard a crack and I damn near shit my pants.
It
Yeah.
wasn't your crack at all, is it? No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's
it was
what
a-
it was. You shit because you heard your crack opening.
Nope. I'm gonna stay off the ice for as much as I possibly can because of that.
Just our weight alone ain't no good for the ice. It ain't even the truck. It's the fat asses that got to drive it.
Well,
I remember a few ice roads, ice fishing when I was a kid, and I always thought everything looked so sketchy, and my dad was just like, we'll make it through. Splash, crack, crack. And I'm like, Dad, you're going to kill us.
You got a truck and trailer breaks loose on its own, and you're just sitting in the cab going, gosh, I hope I stop before I hit something. Ice can be a bitch.
All I can say is Zach is a pussy. We call him Loser Zach.
Wow. All that
Zach's afraid to crack the ice.
Afraid of a little bit of ice and a little ice storm.
He doesn't even drink ice with his Coke.
He's so afraid of the ice, he won't put it in his cocktail.
Well, tonight we have special guest independent author Christopher SCHMITZ. And that'll be a fun interview because, like I told you guys in the pre-show, that this has been 5 years in the making. I met him at ValleyCon in Fargo about 2019. That was the night of Butch Patrick and Victoria Price was there. And
did you wipe your mouth when you were done?
Oh, absolutely. No, it was a good time. I wanted to meet. He's roasting me in the middle of my speech here now.
I'm sorry.
In the opening monologue, we'll say.
You invited us, pal.
Damn.
I know. Can't control nobody. I have a
Why do you invite us when you know how we get? Yeah.
Well, because that's the thing that I'm looking for. Anyway, or I'll say on Mama T's behalf, and I'll be good about it. You got thick skin, you know, and that's not a weight joke either. It's just thick skin. Oh, you got a puppy too.
This
Gotta
is
have
Rosie.
on this show.
Yeah.
She's one of 5.
Bye.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cute. I'm a dog person. I love dogs. I love dogs. Anyway,
I'd rather have a dog than a cat.
So we have
Sam was right. I am more of a pussy. I like a cat.
Well, I like cats
you are
too.
a pussy.
But yeah, literally.
Hey, I'm a pussy. You are what you eat, right?
I like this guy.
That's why I'm a 300-pound being trapped in a man's body.
Wow. Well, anyway, we got author Christopher Schmidt, and he's an independent author from Minnesota, and he'll be on the show about 7:00, and it'll be a lot of fun. We had the politicians on last week, and 2 weeks ago we had what was I going to say? We had the Charlie Barron's interview, and we had Verdell on, and then we had Rob Fairbanks on, the Res Reporter, and so next week we'll have our 55th guest on the show. For next week's guest, he's also an author, but like a musician, and he helped me get an interview with Roy Orbison Jr. because he helped write a book about Roy Orbison, and his name is Jeff Slate, and he just released a new album just this year called The Last Day of Summer. So that'll be next week's guest, but he'll be our 55th guest, and I was kind of asking you guys a couple weeks ago of how you wanted the season 3 to end, and I want an answer tonight. I don't want to wait any longer for you guys' answer. You have 2 options, and this is for all the crew now, based on your schedules and free time and whatever else. We could either go until the end of November, straight through, and then take December off and come back after the holidays and start season 4 in January, or we take another break after our Halloween episode in a couple weeks, and we take 2 weeks off for just like we did last year, and then we come back and we go until about Christmas time. So what would work better with all you guys and gal?
Well, I'm out all of December.
I will.
I
will
like
answer you by the
December
end of the show. I wrote it down, and I'll think about it, and I'll answer you by the end of the show.
Well, by then we'll already have a unanimous vote. I'm
But
going
by
by
then-
vote now. You know.
I'm
then-
going
but then
November, end of November to December off sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So we disagree that that's what we'll do. We'll
No,
just go
don't
straight
listen to me because of me. Everybody got to
No,
vote.
no. I mean, like, does that work?
I'll be in
for
California
everybody?
being Santa Claus all of December.
Okay. Okay. How
So I
about you,
vote for
Lance?
December off.
Okay. Lance, does that work for you too?
I have to
Okay.
check my stripping.
Yeah,
I
hey,
strip on
me too. Me and my brother got to be the chip and dips in December. We got
Chips
to
and dips.
strip for everybody.
Chip and dip. Who's Chip?
Or the
Who's
dills,
Dip?
whatever they're called.
Are you Dip? Is he Chip? Is Sam Chip?
Ken, you don't know me and Screaming Sam are brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that a while ago, but
We don't look
you
alike.
figure it
I'm
out.
better looking than him since I'm the younger one. But
Sam's from Ohio, or he lives in Ohio, and
Fake
Pittsburgh
news.
for a take man. All right, so
I mean,
that's
it's pretty obvious with the sibling rivalry. I mean,
yeah.
my
Well,
piece
anyway,
is bigger.
That's what we'll do then. We'll just go straight until the end of November. We'll just have it all December off because that makes more sense anyway. I figure.
I could make a fortune as a stripper.
I'm sure you could.
They would- I could too. They would pay
I'll
me to
threat-
put my clothes back on.
I threaten to take my clothes off, and they'll start throwing money like you can't believe.
They'll be like, "Put your
Well, I
clothes back on."
reckon I'll get my horse to take his clothes off.
I'll be right back.
That's funny.
Okay, now Mama T's gonna tell her she ain't coming back next year.
That's right. Yeah, you're off. Yeah. No. What was I going to say now? What's up, Eric? Looks
Yeah,
like
you
you got it,
yippee Kai fucking A. I finally got it all figured out.
Yeah, I was going
We
to
still
say.
don't see you.
God, it isn't easy getting old.
All right.
It's not for pussies.
Antique Man's on the air.
All right.
Oh, yay.
Perfect.
Hey,
Perfect. Well, we're
Good to
glad
see everybody.
We're glad
This
to have
is
you
my
on
hat
here.
night. What other hat we got to put on?
Uh,
Telling
gonna
everybody that you did something for me that little Bobby didn't even do.
Well,
yeah. Tell us about that a little bit, because I didn't know you were doing that there, Antique.
Okay,
Well,
I have a question. Who the fuck is Little Bobby? I keep hearing Little Bobby. Is this like a
Little Bobby was Mama T's boyfriend. He was a blues
Oh, okay.
player.
yeah, really good.
Oh,
Recently, he just passed away.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
40
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
48
Who the
years.
fuck is this guy? Oh, don't worry about it. He's dead. Fine.
Well,
I'm
but
sorry.
see, now it shows that Zach doesn't even get. He says he's all about the community of Thief River, and Bob's really popular in Thief River, and yet
Yeah.
he doesn't know who he is.
That actually does kind of blow my mind. I assumed that you would know who he is. That's where he grew up. His last album that he put out is still #1 in Minnesota on Roots Music Report, and
That's
it came
great.
up on the blues rock subgenre. Went from 29 to 27 this week. So,
And I only met him a couple times, and I can tell you he was a special guy just by the way you talked to him.
Yeah, well,
He had a way to carry himself. You know, that's the way I like people.
He was my friend for
Can't
21
predict
and a
it.
half years. You know, I mean, well, he'll always be my friend. But
If you can
like,
predict somebody by sitting next to him, he ain't much of a guy to sit next to. But you don't know, never knew what was going to come out of his fucking mouth. That's what makes him special. Because I'm that way. If you're looking for me to be the nice guy or something, you want me to say something nice, I might come out and say something nice, but something bad's gonna come behind it somehow. I don't mean it. It's
like the
just way I am.
controversial episode where I'd be grabbing his leg like, let's
Shut up.
talk. Stop interrupting. It's not
Yeah.
a funny show.
Oh, you're one that wants to kick you under the table. My wife be like, shut up. I'll be sitting there like at the table going,
Oh no, I just had my hand on his lap, and he knew when I was trying to get his attention.
you pinch his wiener.
Anyway, so
All right,
yeah,
what are we talking about now? I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. So Antique Man was doing a song. So I mean, I saw your production photo. Is that kind of where you do your recordings at?
That is where I do the recordings, keyboards and vocals, and then that all gets sent to a genius in Minnesota that puts all the music together.
Oh.
But I'm just a little ditty for Mama T and her podcast. We'll see how it turns out.
Okay. Is it like a new introduction, like an actual
Nice.
song?
Now she could use the first verse and the last verse as intros and exit. You might not want to use the second verse, but
because you want to hug me? Is that why?
Hey, we don't have to tell everybody here.
Among other things.
Yeah. But
And what do you got in your hand? An Imperial?
oh, is that Anthony asking me?
Yes.
Yeah.
On your knife.
Anthony, did you have your grandson show you how to use Messenger yet?
No.
Because I made two pictures of this for you.
I'm sorry. I'll go on it tonight and look at it. Yeah, that's an Imperial. Yeah. What is that? An old timer.
It is an old timer. It's before Swiss Cross, and it's very sharp.
301.
Inception right now.
Made in the
old timers calling another thing old timer. Wow.
Is it a 108T on the blade?
What?
Is it a 108T? Should say it on the blade.
Now this is a knife. I mean,
we're
going to show the size of our knives.
No, fellas. This is a knife.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, well. Anyway, enough knife talk. I'll just set that down.
No,
I'll message you after the show. Okay. I'll talk to you after the show. I'll message you after the show, Anthony. I'll give you my phone number.
Mr. Kid has a knife.
Gotta have pop culture references in there. That's what makes it Renegade Radio.
Well, speaking of pop culture, I want to, Ken, since he's the new guy here, to kind of, he always shared his story as far as like, being a DJ and everything. But like, what are some of the, like, how many stations have you worked for, or have you just worked for one? And what was your first experience in radio like?
I've worked for a couple of different stations. I've done just special shows on some stations in San Diego. Mostly been doing mobile work, private parties, and things like that for most of my career. A lot of car shows. DJ'd at the Corvette Diner in San Diego for a few years. and did a lot of stuff there. And I was on the same country radio station in Boise, Idaho, 3 separate times after I got fired the first time. And the guy said I'd never work in radio again. And the new program director hired me back. And then they called me up. They needed somebody, and they brought me back again. So him saying I'd never work in radio again, and then I got to work alongside him 2 more times, really kind of pissed him off. But
I guess so.
Well, the fact that you would be fired from any radio job surprises me, because don't they know who you are, or don't they know your bloodline at least? And not that that's supposed to get you anywhere, but still, it's like, come on.
Well, Lance is here. That's how he got here, isn't it?
What happened was it was a country station, but we had a rack of songs that if you ended up with a little extra time, you could pull one of these songs. They weren't in regular rotation, so you could use them anytime.
Sure.
And it was New Year's, and they were taking all the full-timers down the road to Jackpot, Nevada for the weekend. Well, a friend of mine was a full-timer, and him and his wife weren't going. So we asked if I could take his place, and they said, no, you're not a full-timer, you can't go. So I was like, okay. So I made sure I did everything a little quicker, pitched everything forward for the first 3.5 hours of my show, and ended up with about 25 minutes to fill at the end, which is, unheard of. And I went through this rack of filler songs and pulled out all the crossover rock and rolls, the Leonard Skinner, the, stuff like that we normally didn't play at this country radio station.
Yeah.
And turned it into a country rock station for about 25 minutes.
Fun.
They told me that the program director was climbing the fucking walls on the bus coming back, listening to me. He calls me into his office, and he starts chewing on me. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't play one song that you didn't approve. He says, yeah, but you're not supposed to play 20 of them in a row. I said, well, I ended up with time. He goes, how'd you do that? I said, I don't know. Must have been something in your programming of the previous hours that didn't add up. And so, yeah, you'll never work here again. And about 6 months later, they called me in, and he wasn't program director anymore. And he walked in to do his shift. And I said, hi, Bill. And he goes, what are you doing here? I work here. And he kind of goes, oh, shit.
Wow. So you're just trying to have a little bit of fun and doing your job just like you were told and whatever, and they still try to.
Well, no, I mean, I did do that just specifically to be an asshole. I knew they were going to be on the bus, so I engineered some open time so I could do that.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I did it. I'll own up to it. I did it on purpose.
So that's kind of what we call a voluntary quit. Forced fire.
A voluntary fire.
He didn't have to fire me.
No, but you volunteered for it.
Of course, at Halloween they had a promotion at a bar, and my tab was bigger than the whole rest of the stations. And when he said, "There's no way you drank all that," I said, "You got a list?" He goes, "Yep." I said, "Bring it. Let's go to the bar." And he goes, "What?" I said, "Bring the list. Let's go drink."
Yeah.
And he's like, "There's no way you could drink all this." I was like, "Dude, if you don't want to back it up, you're just going to have to believe me."
Well, yeah.
That's a local word. Sorry. Skoden.
Skoden.
Yeah.
It spells Koden.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah. I thought it was like a football reference at first.
Yeah. So he was already kind of pissed off at me, and I just, pushed it a little further.
Sure.
Little fuel to the fire.
Anthony must have got kicked off or whatever because he must have had a phone call. That's like every time he gets a phone call, it like kicks him off or whatever.
Yeah, I'm guessing Zach had to go back to work or something, huh?
Well, I mean, he'll come back, I'm sure. Nobody's gotten kicked, because that's, other than the other Eric's other antique man. I just removed that myself.
Oh no, he was just going to get snacks.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, I went and saw a movie a few days ago, a good movie that we could probably talk about a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I know most of you guys don't go to the cinema, but I'm sure maybe Ken does. Maybe he's a
Can't afford the popcorn.
But I went and watched the Saturday Night Live movie just the other day, and it's called
What's
Saturday
that?
Night. It's by Jason Reitman and Gail Keenan, the same guys that gave us Ghostbusters, or the new Ghostbusters Afterlife and Frozen Empire. They made a movie about Saturday Night Live. It's not
How
a
was it?
documentary. It was good. It's literally what was it about? It was
Sorry,
about the
everybody.
start of the first episode, like give you the behind the scenes of what their view was like before the first episode aired, because nobody had any idea what they were doing. It was kind of a mess, but they got a good cast of characters of people who you got to look just like Chevy Chase or Dan Aykroyd or George Carlin, and even what's that guy's name? That
Belushi.
yeah, John Belushi. But I was saying the other guy. There's a
Dan
he was a black. He was a black guy. Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris.
Yeah. I think either his son or his grandson, whoever is an actor, played that character, played him in that movie.
Oh,
It's about an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes. It's a really, I mean, it was good. I mean, really. I mean,
How far into the series did it go?
well, I mean, it just well, I mean, I don't want to, in case if you do see it.
I mean, a few years or like a full decade?
No. It goes to the first episode.
That's
it's
it.
Just the first episode.
Oh wow!
Like it's history, like what was going on the last hour and a half before they went live. Because it literally Saturday Night Live. It was a live program, but it just got preempted because of other
Yep.
And back in the 70s, not many people were doing that type of stuff. How many skit shows do you remember? Do you guys remember a show called Fridays at all?
Absolutely, because
yeah.
that is where Michael Richards. So his Kramer character was on Fridays.
Okay.
Just look him up. I can't remember what they called him, but oh my god.
Well, because a friend of mine, he'll come to the casino sometimes. He and I hung out. He was telling me about Fridays, and I looked it up. It's on streaming. You can watch it on Plex right now. It's the whole series.
Michael Richards is great in Fridays.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. I never heard of it prior to him telling me about it the other day, and I'm just like, what's this show about? And then I looked at the episode. I was like, wow, this is fun. This looks good. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's like it was just like a good sneak peek of kind of what they were going to, the pros, the cons, the craziness, that was going on. You even had somebody look like Andy Kaufman. This is around his Taxi days and everything. So, maybe I gave too much stuff away already, but I don't think I have. You can watch the trailer and stuff. I mean, it's playing in certain cinemas. I'm surprised that East Grand Forks even had it playing, but they have 15 different theaters in or screens in their room or their theaters. So anyway, yeah, that's what I watch. Ken, do you partake in theater going much, or do you have like a man cave at your house where you just watch the movies at your house or whatever instead, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I got tired of commercials years ago, and I've got a hard drive full of a few thousand episodes of all my favorite TV shows. Okay. I go to the library and check out the whole series and rip them off onto my, it's private use. I'm not selling them. I'm not broadcasting them.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Are they all radio shows or they're more than radio shows?
Oh, like Gilligan's Island, Beverly Hillbillies.
Sure.
Get Smart, all of those.
Oh, jeez.
Well, when you were talking about the movie FM, I actually had that on what was it? Arrow Video did a Blu-ray release of FM, and I have that copy, and I never seen it before prior to watching it for the first time. That was a good movie. So I just like.
Oh yeah, a great soundtrack.
Yep, definitely a great soundtrack.
Amazing soundtrack. Matter of fact, the soundtrack of that movie was the only place you could get Breakdown by Tom Petty and Life's Been Good by Joe Walsh. They made a deal that it would come out on the soundtrack before they released it on their own albums.
Okay. Oh, that's
And
interesting.
so for a while, the only place you could get those songs was by buying that soundtrack.
Oh.
Just saying the title of that song. As soon as you say the title of that song, you can hear the song. Life's been good to me so far.
Hey, who sings that?
There's
Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
Let them sing it.
And that was a very tongue-in-cheek look at the world of rock and roll. He didn't mean for that to be, this is a great life.
Right.
He was trying to point out how miserable it was, never being home, always living in a hotel, having cars you can't drive.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh no, that's, Clapton that's had the same problem with the song Cocaine. It was about don't do cocaine, but everybody else reinterpreted as cocaine is great. Which
it's a hell of a drug.
In the 70s.
Don't lie.
Hey, I don't snort cocaine. I like the way it smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has a fruity flavor.
Yeah, hit that one on the nose right there.
What the hell? Well, I have a fun segment planned here. Now, it's not a true or false. It's not anything that I'm going to talk about or anything. I'm going to show you, but I'm going to let you know that I'm going to let it be so where everybody can hear the same sounds and everything. Because Zoom's kind of different when it comes to sound and whatever. Because it's like some videos I wanted to show you, some fun videos that I found while we were kind of not doing a normal show last week, and so I'm going to just set it up here for you guys here. So if it goes small, it's only because I'm doing that. Nobody else is.
That's what she said.
Well, it's
That's what she said.
Well, that's not what I meant to say, but okay, sure. That's
right.
Walked into that.
I guess so. What the fuck?
Both feet in.
Hey,
what happened?
Went small. He was right.
Yeah,
I lost everybody.
Yeah, you're fine. We hear you.
Yeah, you look like a midget between them guys.
Yeah, that's Charlie Barron's right here. That's my brother.
How tall are you? 4'9".
I'm 5'6" or 5'7". I guess I shrunk a little bit. I guess I'm supposed to be 5'7", but this is my brother Arthur. We might have him on the show sometime.
Is that your brother for real?
Yeah, my real brother.
Oh wow, he's a pretty tall guy.
Yeah, he's 6'3". So let's see. Let me see what I'm trying to do here.
Is he older or younger, Sean?
Oh, he's younger. He's a middle child.
He's the youngest one?
Yeah, he's a middle child. I got a sister too, a younger sister.
Oh, you have a younger sister also?
Yep.
See, I have this one brother. He's kind of a little weird, but
oh yeah,
I love him to hell. But he's kind of crazy looking at that. Screams a lot.
Does he?
Yeah.
Sounds like you should take him to the hospital or something like that.
Yeah, he needs help.
Hold on here. Let me try something here.
I think that's I think that's a qualification for being on this panel.
Being in the hospital.
But I love him.
Needing some sort of help in some way.
I love my brother.
Your brother.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Hey, we all love your brother.
He's my big brother. He's my big brother.
Do we keep talking about him like he's not here?
Yeah. Look at him today. His hair's all shiny, man. Would you take a bath? You take your weekly bath,
every Monday night.
Your hair's all shiny and shit. Your goatee's trimmed nice and tight.
Yeah, it's more I can say about you.
I know. I need a bath. Shoo.
Boy,
I have to scrub. I'm getting a prostate tomorrow. Prostate exam.
Oh, I was going to say it. Don't you already have one? I thought that.
No, somebody's sticking their finger somewhere tomorrow.
Oh, it's an exam.
I'm going to tell him you better have a girl to give me a reach around. He ain't going nowhere near that sphincter. They're going to stick their finger in my ass for what? I'm going to be like in the Family Guy. You're going to see me running through the thing.
He molested me.
Did you ever see that episode?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious, except that it turns out then they show like entire exam. He actually was molested. No, that's normal. That's normal. That's not normal.
Okay, it's the same picture.
Yeah, I'm not done yet here. I just I'm trying to
Come
show.
on, move along there, pal. Huh? We ain't got much time left.
Oh, okay.
What time is it?
It's 6:15 right there.
Oh, we. Oh.
You got plenty of time.
So since we are,
I thought
you guys said that you
on at
really
7.
know you couldn't find.
Yeah, 7 my time.
Yeah, you couldn't find.
What?
Yeah, you couldn't. I can't remember if it was Sam or Tony that said that he couldn't find Christopher SCHMITZ. You couldn't find anything on him. You got an extra device sitting there. Type in www.authorchristopherschmitz.com, or it's authorchristopherDschmitz.com, but it's a PH instead of an F.
Well, you can just go to his Facebook page because he's on Facebook too.
I went on his Facebook page,
but I googled him.
I Facebooked him, but all it has is like stupid things on Facebook. I mean, where's he at? Is he not on yet? Why is he on yet?
Because it's another 45 minutes here.
Yeah, so that's till 7:00 my time, our time.
Yeah,
we got plenty of time. You thought we were just doing the show?
I'll be in this chair for so long.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
I'm sorry.
I'll just wait here. Hold on. You guys talk.
Okay, where you?
What the heck? What's going on?
I know. What the hell's going? Wake me up when the show starts.
The show is going on. I'm just trying. There's a certain setting to share stuff.
I'm ready to change my hat again.
You I mean, had some you can't who you were, right?
This is my third one. You don't even notice.
But yeah, if you guys want to look him up, it's author Christopher D. SCHMITZ. Just Google it and it'll pop up. There, he's got like 2 really good book series.
No, this is my Chia Pet hat.
I think he's got a nonfiction about how to help you sell your books. I mean, what the heck was that?
That's my Chia Pet.
Are you a Chia Pet?
Yeah, so I got this from a Chia Pet. That's Chia Pet Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I have my own Mad Dog hat, Chia Pet.
The hat you wear after drinking too much Mad Dog.
Chia. That's what I'm going for in Halloween. Mad Dog, Chia Pet.
Is that what you're gonna be now? You're gonna be a Chia
Yeah,
Pet?
look at it. It's cool, man. Look at it. It's nice. I got little dandelions in there and every fucking thing.
Wow, that's amazing.
There, hey, Antique Man, here's one for you.
Okay. Whoa.
Switchblade. That's from the Duck Dynasty collection.
Oh, wow.
It is an actual from the Duck Dynasty.
Oh, very
I got
impressive.
this from Duck Dynasty, yes. I have all 12 of them, by the way.
Wow, nice.
And then I have all 12 oil pumps.
Sure, yeah, okay, so here we are right here, but
I wish I could show you. If you want to see, I could do a quick flip. You ain't never seen nothing like this.
No, don't hurt yourself.
No, watch. Hold on. I'll just for a real quickie. I mean, I don't know if anybody's gonna want to see this, but
Oh, sure. Why not?
I can't do it with my picture on there.
the background anyway.
With the background, I gotta delete the background. Hold on. Not okay.
Anyway, I don't know. They must have did another update or
That's just one wall of knives.
They will have to ever get shared by location. Sure.
Are we showing off our walls?
No, look at that. There's right there. There's like 400 Bowie knives.
Wow.
Yeah, they're on deer antlers. They're supposed to be 12-point deer antlers, but you can't see the deer antlers because the knives are all on them.
So I gotta do this.
I got gas pumps, all knives, and this is a case knife filled with knives, and that's a charade knife filled with knives, and that's all my wall of fame.
Oh.
All my wrestling pictures and stuff.
So I'm gonna have to do mine's a lot smaller, but I was gonna say, look at that.
There's Buffalo Bill knife. Yeah. But that's all. That's my life collection in a nutshell.
So I was telling you guys about Jennifer Lynn last night, my interview with her on the Buzz with Mama T, and I asked her who her musical inspirations were, like what musicians she like. Oh, and my camera doesn't want to turn around. So she says, "Oh, BB King, Jimi Hendrix, Bonnie Raitt, Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy," and I literally had to take my phone and go like this. So you mean this guy and this guy and this guy? Oh, well, Zach's not here anymore, but this guy, like, I literally had everybody she named on my wall. I was like, oh my God, I love this girl. I think
You don't have
maybe
me
that's
on
why
your
I
wall.
got the tickets. Shut up!
Hey,
I
you
can get a
don't have
signed picture
this
for
guy
you.
on your wall. Oh, you
Send me a
can't
signed
see it
picture.
yet.
It'll go up.
I got to send you one then. I got to send Sean one too, I guess.
Oh, here we go. Now I got it. I just had to. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see. I'm gonna show. See,
I want one of them Renegade radio posters.
That would be a good thing to talk to John and Paul about, because they're the ones who will be in charge of all that stuff.
$29.95.
All right,
$39.95 if you want an autograph.
And we'll deliver it after the beats are done.
Yeah. Perfect. We'll give you a beating afterwards.
We can't deliver it till the beat run's done.
Okay, so here's my segment for this week, where nobody likes homework, right? Well, I found some videos of some kids that either don't know how to do their homework that well, or just a little confused about certain things in life. So here's the first one. I'll play it. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Okay. Pay attention.
These kids.
Oh, boy.
This is if Sam went back to school. Yep.
That's cheating.
Oh my goodness. Oh no!
I love this kid. Who is it? That's my brother.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
Where did you find us at? That's
This kid has
amazing.
a hell of imagination.
That's why you look online for things,
Yeah, but what did you look under?
Turning.
That's fucking hilarious.
Turning.
Very much, huh? Yeah, see?
Oh,
Somebody
my God,
didn't do
that
that
kid
well in
had
school.
everyone wrong, but that was so funny.
Mel, shame on you.
That's the first
Shame on
one
Mel.
there.
The pole vaulting one was hilarious. Script. Oh.
Yeah, I figure you like that one there. So,
Yeah, because that's my kind of kid. I would probably had at least 3 of them.
That was your homework.
let's see. Let me try another one here that
The cherry pits wouldn't have been teabagging. They'd have been like little nuts, cherry nuts.
I don't think he
Okay.
understood the assignment.
Well, here's another one.
I think he understood it too well.
I got to get the link to this, man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, doggy style.
That position's called child support.
Yeah. It's called missionary. It's called I got your money,
That
bastard.
position is called my future ex.
Mr. Beast. Everybody thinks that's a Mr. Beast bar now. It's just a candy bar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How to put marijuana bar. Hemp bar.
Donald Trump. Speaker.
Uh-huh. All right, now we're getting into the. Oh, geez.
Oh, stupid.
Do talk. Uh-huh. Okay, she says, I love you too. What was that teacher back in the day that had a kid with a student?
Oh, man, that was hilarious. You got another one?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, keep going, man. That's funny as hell. Donald Trump.
Me after class, because I love you too.
Yeah, teacher Miss Robbery.
We need to talk.
Pretty good, huh? All right, so we'll do another one here.
Oh, God. Should I take the chia head off now? What's next?
You can do whatever you want there. I don't care.
Chia.
That's coming out for Halloween. Mad Dog Chia here.
Oh, no. Here it's Mike again. Moon.
Pizza. Oh, you got that right. F you. Not nice.
It's how Antique Man grades papers.
He should have put smack.
Oh, Jesus.
OnlyFans.
See, now that you mention that, now that pops up, I've been really thinking about creating a page. I need to make some money.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you got a lot right there. What else could that be?
What? What is it then?
Shit.
Quick.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be brown. It was supposed to be white. Okay.
It looks like a polished shit to me.
No.
Hey, he did good on that one. He got more than I got.
Yeah. I think Mike is doing this on purpose to see the teacher after class.
Yeah, I think him and the teacher got something going on.
Yes.
I got one more for you, then that'll be it. That's what Sam would do. Yeah, she was a little pissed about that, I would say. Huh? I got one more, then that should be all for this segment. I thought this was just kind of funny, so
that's funny, man.
1, 2, 3.
I gotta put my head back on Kiss doll.
More. I guess I got one more after this one. All right, here we go.
What? A sister's toy.
Eggplant.
Looks like my mom's douchebag.
That's not a cat. That's what's a Heige? What?
Tiger.
Tiger. Oh. It's excellent. Only fancy again.
What the hell is he doing? He's marking them all wrong.
MacBook.
How do you know that? Tiger.
No, put cat.
Oh my God.
Viagra.
Mickey. Mouse. Table. Oh. Nope. Not
What?
table.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
See me after class.
See, that's wrong. A mouse is a little thing with 2 buttons and a scrolling wheel.
Yeah.
Genius.
That's funny. Okay. One last one, and then that should be all. I want to get them all in here if I could.
And that first bottle, that was the apple cider wine. This one is not apple cider wine. This one's a little.
Is it pumpkin spice?
This is no. This is sipping wine. This second bottle is definitely sipping wine.
Welcome was that pumpkin spice.
Well, we gotta go November 4th. If we're on the air, we're gonna have some sipping wine going.
I don't know if this is the same one from before or
it's Mad Dog and Screaming Sand Day.
Really?
I got the key. Me and Johnny got the key to the city that day when we got put in the whole thing.
Papaya.
That's
one.
It's a school. Oh wait, yeah. So okay, I can see the kid's point of view on that. Yeah.
Feastable. Cute. Another blunt. These kids, I tell you.
That's all they think about. Doggy style again, I bet you.
Yeah.
I think that's the dipping dog or whatever they call it. See how she
the downward dog, yes. No, that's a.
Oh man.
You wish.
All right, that's enough of this shit.
I was gonna say that yoga one. That looks like Sean's future ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you know
the downing dog, whatever they call it, the dipping dog.
P&T
teacher meeting. Oh no.
And then, of course, what would be a finale without a little special greeting from our favorite person who we thought should be president, Mr. Gary Busey.
This is my buddy, Mr. Pumpkinhead. He is an incredible friend, especially this time of year. Halloween! Love you, Pumpkin.
Aww.
And there you go.
I think that
just about to suck his tongue
in his head.
He was literally just about to stick his tongue in that pumpkin mouth, wasn't
he? Well, I mean, we did, had to end with Gary.
He might have one or two more seeds in his head than that pumpkin had.
He just give us some Halloween wishes, is all. That's all. Did he do a good job with the pumpkin carving?
Oh God.
Well, anyway, so I just figured that was just kind of something fun. Anyway, I don't normally, do stuff like that. Normally, I like to make it more interactive with everybody, but I thought, well, hey, this is fun.
I like that other game we played too. That was pretty cool a couple weeks ago.
What was it? You remember what game we played?
I can't remember, but I liked it.
Okay. The when I was talking about
that one.
The sandwiches one, yeah,
that one.
That was good. So now that Halloween is coming upon us here in a couple weeks, do we have any ideas of who would make a good Halloween guest at all? That would probably really be somebody that we should try to find.
Just get somebody dressed like Jason and tell him it's the real guy. He won't say nothing. He can just stand there with a knife and a mask on. Just ask him anything you want.
I mean, we could get Dick Warlock back on again, but I don't.
Yeah, why not?
I don't really want to do a repeat of that because he's just going to tell us the same stories that we already talked about already.
That's all right. Maybe people didn't see the first show. Maybe he's got more.
Yeah, he can figure out something.
You can have the same guest more than once.
He could probably make up something new.
Our stories by now.
I tell you
we're
what,
on every week.
I tell you what, I will allow it only if this happens. If you dress up as the Boombox Boy, in the real uniform, and you'll find like a adult size version of that. If he dresses up as Michael Myers.
It was adult size.
Well, okay, I know you're a short person too, just like me. So it's like I get that, but I'm saying
you know what's going to be really hard is finding a boombox.
Right.
I'll show you what I have.
Oh, I forgot he had that little part of that walking through with the boombox.
Yeah, Boombox Boy.
This is about the closest it comes anymore. So, I mean,
he got one.
That's all we got.
All you need is with your autograph photo I'm looking at, you need the big hat, the straw hat, and you got the jean jacket, the long pants.
Hey, you got to pull up that clip one day. I still couldn't find it. I was zipping through the movie the other day.
I'd pull it up, but I'm sure we get flagged because that happened a couple of weeks ago when we were trying to play the replay a couple of weeks ago with the birthday episode. I put in some Zoom clips or whatever, and it wasn't our stuff, but it was it got flagged anyway from YouTube, and so they had to
really?
re-upload it. Yeah.
Nice.
You gotta be careful with that stuff. That's why I only try to find stuff that's content creation. That's not
Okay,
copyright.
I didn't know they could do that to you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I wouldn't say
That and anything with butts or nuts, you know, probably.
well, I think we could get by
We gotta
with what
put
I
those
showed,
out.
but I mean obviously a YouTube creator doing that stuff or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, and just be real realistically though. I mean, who would you think would be like some good Halloween guests? And
Well,
what do you want
be
to
perfect. right?
what do you want to do for the Halloween episode?
We're all gonna dress up, and we're all gonna switch names on our phones and dress as each other.
Oh yeah, there you go. Because nobody will know the difference at all. Wow.
What do you think of
I'm
that?
dressing up as my brother, and my brother could dress up as me. See?
I guess I'll be Lanson.
That's right. I'll host the show.
I'll be Antique Man.
There you go. But you know, maybe I should just let somebody else host the show that episode.
John, you grow your hair out and shave your face. Well, except for just a little bit of stubble here, and then you can be me.
I could be Ken. I could let my beard grow a little bit more and shave my head again.
There you go.
Well, then I guess Ken will have to be Antique Man, and Antique Man will have to be Lance, I guess.
No, what about what's it? The new guys driving
oh, Zach? Well, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't.
And we got Jean-Claude Van Damme yet. We didn't.
He probably doesn't even know what Halloween is, you know, unfortunately.
Jean-Claude does. He lives out there.
No.
I'm
talking Zach, you know, not a pop culture guy. Nah, I'm just roasting. I'm sure he's watching the show.
You better be. Because
Well,
you know, if they're not actually watching, we had this conversation. If they're not actually watching and not here to defend themselves, not roasting.
Well, anyway, so I just thought it'd be, you know, kind of fun just to come up with some cool ideas, you know, because, you know, last Halloween episode, and I will tell this to Sam now that, you know, because I told this about it to you last week, when we had Jim Mescamin on last year for our Halloween episode, the minute that he walked right into the Zoom call, Sam was talking about something about nuts.
You know? Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember that so well because as soon as he said the word nuts, that's when he popped up. You know,
it's like, what kind of show did I just walk into?
I haven't heard back from him since. You know, I was going
to say Beetlejuice 3 times in a row.
D's.
Well,
you want Brandon on D's?
No, I'm not. You know, mad about that or anything. It was just funny, you know, because if you remember the episode, he gave us kind of a weird look, you know, right away. Like he was just boy.
The people that just had tuned into the show when Bobby flashed the camera with his butt cheeks and didn't realize that we were live.
Yeah. Well, we were doing the pre-show then.
Yeah, but we were still live at that point, and it's still that one is on YouTube. Anytime I miss his ass, I can just scroll back on YouTube.
And you guys want me to cut it out? See, now we know it's good that I didn't. Huh? Not that we that, but anyway. No, he did have one of the pre-show episodes.
Who's calling me?
But yeah, so we'll try to get some ideas, you know, going here maybe next episode or whatever. We'll try to figure out something. But I want you guys to kind of come up with some ideas of what we can do for some segments or whatever. You know, since it's your show too, just as much as mine. You don't just make appearances out here. You guys can be my idea people, you know.
Okay.
Got my writers, my screenwriters, my script writers. Huh?
As long as you don't keep. Well, season 1, you were calling me your producer, and I was like, man, just because I do the homework, no.
No, you're not my producer anymore. You're my makeup artist. You make me look good.
Ain't enough makeup in the world. Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry. I was getting...
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's digging my phone, too. Somebody.
Nobody calls me anymore.
We miss him, and I think he is watching the show. I'm not sure if he is or not.
He probably is. I mean, he has a connection. He knows how to watch.
That's why you keep seeing my finger. Because I keep.
But yeah, I guess since we were talking about Halloween, I guess, you know, what are some of you guys' like Ken? I mean, like how do you growing up, you know, with Wolfman? I mean, did he ever do anything together with you for Halloween at all, or anything exciting, or did you dress as him for Halloween before?
Well, he was doing the Not Scary Farm he was doing the Knott's Berry Farm Halloween, and so we used to get tickets to go to that.
Okay.
Which was really cool.
Yeah. Been there.
He was like the host of it or something, or he was just okay.
Yeah, and they did a live stage show in their big theater there, the John Wayne Theater.
Because I know a guy who works at the Knott's Berry Farm who I've had on the show before, who I should try to get one time because I think you guys would love him. His name was Jeff Tucker. He's got like the guy he's been at Knott's Berry Farm for the last 25 years or so. It's been a long time.
A guy named Seymour was doing it, who was a television show host for scary movies.
Okay.
In Southern California, and Seymour was a really great guy, but he was dying of cancer.
Sure.
And so Elvira did it for like 1 year, and then they brought in Wolfman.
Elvira.
And but yeah, there were a few people that did the
yeah.
Well, Jeff told me that he became really good friends with Paul Rubens, because Paul Rubens would show up at the Knott's Berry Farm a lot back in the day. Pee Wee Herman.
Better than seeing him at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Getting shot in the back with him, huh?
Get your popcorn here.
Well, as soon as it's my turn, I've got a really good. I got a good Halloween story that just.
You know what? I would go to a movie with Pee Wee. I don't care.
Me too.
My own risk. I don't care.
I would probably wear a raincoat if I was sitting next to him. But
I would sit right next to him and I would hold his bucket of popcorn because that's how legendary he is.
I think that was just a contract breaker. He wanted to go do other things, and they only wanted him to be Pee Wee.
Yeah.
And he figured, I got to do something that's just going to make them not want me to be Pee Wee anymore.
Oh, maybe.
Because if he was the only one in the theater doing that, you're nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, a porno theater in Florida, and he was the only one. Yeah, right.
Who knows? I mean, because the guy too was he had a drug issue too, but I think that's because of all that stuff, all the media stuff, and they just blew everything too big,
I don't know.
Well, I still watch Debbie Does Dallas without the popcorn.
My conspiracy theory is he just did it to get out of his contract.
I never heard that. That makes sense, actually.
Thank you.
You can't.
He said, "I meant to do that."
I know you are, but what am
I? Because he did a couple of movies right after that.
Yeah,
he did.
And if they're not going to let you out of your TV contract for a kids show, what's the one thing they're going to cancel your contract over?
Yeah,
showing your pee-wee, your pee-pee at a.
Showing Pee-wee's pee-pee
at a theater.
Yeah, at a theater
I know you're
Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, the guy will always be a legend in my book, regardless of everything that he's done in his life. I mean, you don't get. I mean, you get like my heroes growing up. Since I'm an '80s kid or '90s kid or whatever, born in '83, I have my heroes were like. The cast of Back to the Future.
You were born in '83.
I was born in '83.
I had a kid already.
Yeah, you told me this already.
I got married in '83 for the first time.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was born September 30th, 1983. On a Friday morning.
My first marriage was in '92.
Oh.
And how many more did you have after that?
Only one.
I had 3 altogether. 3 strikes, I'm out.
Really?
Do you have any kids at all, so they can continue your legacy?
Oh yeah. I ordered all them from the same factory though. That was the second wife.
Oh, okay. Do they have an interest in your
here?
Okay.
I first masturbated in '55.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. I'm 55. I went to the prom with my dad and left with my mom.
We're talking about how old everybody is now. See, I always thought you guys were 70 years old or whatever. 71 or 72 or. whatever. Didn't you just have a birthday, Eric? You didn't tell nobody about it? We had to find out on social media.
Yeah, I'm not too big on birthdays, but 72 now. 72.
Okay.
God bless you, Antique Man. You look good, man.
Having more birthdays is better than stopping having birthdays.
That's
You're
right.
absolutely right.
You know,
no complaints.
I'll keep having them fuckers as long as possible.
Yeah, you bet.
We were talking about Saturday Night Live earlier. My name is Sally O'Malley, and I am 50 years old, and I can stretch, and I can kick, and I can stretch.
I'm 63 and I feel like I'm 40 again after losing all that weight and getting two new knees.
Oh, good for you.
That's
I do
great.
have a story, though. Can I tell my story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, well, I grew up in a very tiny town called Pencer, Minnesota.
Don't end with a lake or an ending or
falls.
No river, no
Pencer
falls. Yeah, Pencer. And it was like way back in the day, like early 60s, 70s. It was actually a little rodeo town. They had a rodeo thing set up when I first moved there with my mom. But it was a very close knit neighborhood. There would be like a country block is about 1.25 miles from one end of the road to the other, and that's a country block. And so there would be like 3 or 4 neighbors of these blocks, and we were all it was all cousins or neighbors or a bunch of people. So we all we all trick-or-treated at each other's houses. And then we'd have people from Wanaska that knew us. That was about 10 miles away. People from Roseville that knew a bunch of people in our community. So we did get actually a lot of trick-or-treaters back in the day when I was in high school. So my favorite thing to do, and I don't know if anybody is a deer hunter, but when you're a deer hunter and you kill a deer, you hang it by its neck and you harvest it, right? So in my yard, there was a noose hanging in my yard. So what I did was I locked up this noose and tied a smaller rope to this noose and put a little a knot in the bottom so I could rest my foot in it. I put on a giant duster coat. I put a sack over my hat and put the noose over my neck to make it look like I was just a dead body hanging there.
Wow.
And all these, and they could see the noose, and it just looked like a scarecrow or something, right? And they'd have to come around behind the house to the front door, and that's where the noose was hanging. They'd come around the house to the front door to go trick-or-treating, and my sister would be sitting there with the basket of candy, and the trick-or-treaters would come around the door and see all the decorations and just kind of glance at me a little bit, and they'd go over and they'd get their candy and they'd be giggling, and then as soon as they started walking away, I'd be like, ah! You know how many little kids I made cry? I should feel bad about that, but I did make a lot of little kids cry.
So I had the greatest Halloween costume at all, and it wasn't even Halloween. I had the chief of police that lived next to me, and he was a black guy, and he had 3 little black kids, the cutest little kids in the world. I loved them. Well, one day they were coming up to sell candy bars, and I happened to go take a shower in the cellar, and I had no clothes, so I figured I'd bring the sheets up from the waterbed. And if you know waterbed sheets, they have a big pocket that you tuck into the waterbed, so they look like a big point. Well, I'm walking by my double doors. I have big double doors in front, and the blinds are up, and I'm naked, and I have these sheets, and I hear the door, and I'm halfway there, so I throw the sheets around me, and the pocket goes up over my head and lands right here, and I look like one of the KKK guys. And I look out the window and say, "Sorry, guys, I'll be down in a minute." And they saw me, dropped their bags of candy, and they ran. And I looked up in the mirror. I'm like, "Why did they run?" I look, oh, and I look like one of the Klan members. I had this big hood over my damn head. So I heard him, got dressed, and I told my wife, and I'm scared. I go down and I knock on the door, and he comes out, the chief, and I'm like, "Sarge," I said, "I'm sorry." And I tried explaining it. He started laughing. He goes, My kid said he knows me because he used to come down the bar that my brother owned and I was running. He goes, my kid said there was a Ku Klux Klan up in that neighborhood. He said when he come to the door and I explained what happened to me, I got caught in between the hallways so long in my ass. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't want them to see me naked, so I threw the sheet around me in the pocket. I didn't know it was around my head. It was pretty funny. But anyways, I ended up gaining a good friend out of that. And three little kids probably never wants to come and knock on my door again.
Funny.
Oh, well.
That'd be the thing that Mad Dog would be, a KKK guy.
Yeah, but you imagine that going on the news the next day? KKK guy, go chief of police, kid scares him out of the neighborhood. Oh boy! Yeah. And that's one thing that I ain't is prejudiced. I just don't like you guys.
Oh, we love you too.
You are so full of shit.
Oh, he loves everybody. He loves us all.
Hey, the Mad Dog loves everybody. You know, I used to walk out kissing the kids and stuff. You know, come on. My brother was the mean one.
I don't believe that. I think your brother was.
Oh, he turned on me in the middle of a match, and all the kids in the ring was spitting on him and throwing shit at him. His own son wouldn't go home with him.
I wish there would have been video footage of that.
That you haven't told. You need to tell the story again. What you did to your own freaking kid.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, with the pop and the nachos and that?
Might as well to fill some time anyway.
Oh, shit. Well, at the wrestling matches, I used to use my kids as props. I used to use my kids as a prop sometimes. I was in West Virginia. Johnny couldn't make it. I had no manager. So I was walking down, and they told me I was a bad guy, Hill. When they say, if you're a baby face, you want to come out and hug and kiss everybody. If you're a Hill, you want to be a nasty son of a bitch. That's what you are. So I'm in all my dark clothes, and I told my kid to get my son Tony. He was a bastard to begin with. He's a 12-year-old menace to society. I told him to get a Coke and a thing of nachos. I said, don't eat the nachos. Don't drink the pop. And he's like, why? I was like, just don't do it. So I'm walking by him. I'm coming out, and they announced me. People were booing me. I grabbed the nachos. And I'm like, oh, nachos, kid. Who wants nachos? I smashed them on his fucking head. He's her dad. I'm like, everybody calls me dad. We're in West Virginia, you dumbass. And I splashed the Coke on him. He's like, what the hell? And I knock him down, right? So I'm going to the ring not thinking nothing. And all these people saw me do this. So they're mad now. So I got the asshole grabs this guy's beer. And I said, is that your wife? He goes, yeah. I'm like, you're going to need this. That's an ugly bitch. He throws his beer on me. So at the end of the show, I'm cleaning them off. And we're in the back of the locker room. And the West Virginia State Cop comes and goes, who's Mad Dog? I'm like, me. He goes, buddy, there's about 8 or 9 good old boys out there waiting for you to come out to beat you up for what you did to that little kid out there. Oh. And I'm like, you out of your fucking mind. Start telling them assholes that's my son. It looked real because I did it to him, you know. I told him all the way up, don't tell your mother what I did. Whatever you do, don't tell your mother. First thing you walked in the door, Mom, you should have seen what Dad did to me tonight. But anyways, yeah, I used to use my kids all the time as props. It was like I didn't have a man. My brother walked me down. Johnny, he used to take care of the crowd for me. You know, if your object of walking to the ring was winning or losing, I wasn't a good wrestler. I won going to the ring because I had everybody hate me before I got there. So they didn't care how bad I wrestled. They just wanted me to get killed. They didn't give a shit about anything. They just wanted me dead. You know what I mean? So that's what my thing. But if you're a baby face and you're hugging and kissing, you won the crowd before you even got in the ring. But the main thing was to be a good actor getting to the ring because I couldn't tell a story like they do in the WWE. My story was told in the beginning of the match till the end of the match, and that was it. I'd never see you again. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm sorry our guest is here. And
yeah, I was going to say, speaking of story.
Sorry, I apologize for running over there, my friend.
All right,
Sean, I'm sorry.
We got somebody on the show who writes stories for a living there.
Living.
Well, you're not dead.
What they call it, huh?
Somebody that I should have had on the show. Well, this show didn't exist 5 years ago, but I was still doing podcasting and everything. It took us 5 years to get you on to come do something with me anyway. After meeting 5 years ago at ValleyCon, and then never talking to you again until now.
I've been busy.
Oh yeah. You've been doing the Wolverine. You've been you've been in the movies and everything. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I got a lot going on.
No, I'm just because he dresses as Wolverine when he goes to some of the conventions. So that's how I met him. That's why.
Yeah, I seen the costume on his Facebook page. Pretty cool.
Well, anyway, we're joined by author Christopher SCHMITZ, and man, it's good to finally be able to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I haven't been up to Fargo in a fair bit. I'd next year or two, maybe I'll be able to make it back that way. I've been just crazy busy, lots of shows. I'm working, writing some stories with some other really very well-known authors, doing some stuff in some game design worlds, and so yeah, staying very busy.
Oh, well, that's good. Cool. That's good. Better than a normal 9 to 5, huh?
Yeah.
Or does it feel like that anyway?
Well, it's more like what time is it? It's about 7.
Yeah.
So far, I mean, I just sat down on my laptop. It's been 7 to 7. So pretty much just all day since I get up. But my wife and I, we also own a big old haunted mansion, and so we're fixing that up. It's a bed and breakfast since we moved down here to Iowa, and that's one of the reasons I haven't been back to Fargo in the last couple of years, because we moved to northeast Iowa, so southeast to where we were. And I mean, that's the thing is, you can afford to buy a mansion if it's in Iowa.
So you're not even in Minnesota anymore. So you're
not anymore.
Okay.
Whereabouts in Iowa?
Waterloo.
Ooh, Waterloo.
So that has water. They all have everything that ends in falls.
Well, now it's water now. It's falls, now it's water. But
I lived in Idaho for a while, and everybody thought that was Ohio or Iowa. Every time you tell somebody you're in Idaho, they're like, "Oh, what's it like in the Midwest?" I'm like, "I have no friggin' idea. I'm in the Pacific Northwest."
Just throw a potato at them, I guess. But well, I was going to say, well, first of all, welcome to Renegade Radio. I know there's a lot of people here, but this is our cast and crew of all individuals that have been a part of the entertainment world one way or another. I don't know. I guess we haven't done this in a while, but since we have some time, just to entertain Chris, why don't we go and go through everybody and introduce yourself to Chris, so we can
entertain Chris. Like I'm here to amuse you. Like I'm funny. Like I make you laugh.
Oh, am I funny? Ha funny.
Well, okay. Let's start about.
How am I funny? Hey, he's a big boy. He can say it for himself.
All right. Well, fine. We'll start with our new crew member Ken. Then, tell Chris about yourself a little bit.
I'm DJ Ken. They drugged me out here to show off in front of you people, and here I am.
More than that, come on.
You're from Vegas.
Been in radio for a long time. Been a mobile DJ for over 45 years. Doing all kinds of parties, weddings, all that kind of jazz. They've mentioned it several times. My uncle's famous. He's Wolfman Jack. By the way, the guys who did the documentary, The Wrecking Crew, and just came out with a new documentary called The Immediate Family. He's in the process of doing a documentary about Wolfman.
Oh.
And I helped with the production of the Wrecking Crew film. And when he told me he was doing the Wolfman one, I was like, "Oh, hey, I know some people you need to talk to." And I started giving him all this information. He's like, "How do you know all this?" I'm like, "He was my uncle." And he's like, "Damn, is there anybody you don't know?" I'm like, "Oh, what can I say?"
Perfect for her. That's why you're perfect for her show. Baba T.
Yes. Oh,
introduce yourself.
Hey, you're it.
I told you this is the sipping kind. So, I was dating a semi-famous blues musician for some time and helping him run his bar, and he's known Sean for a long time and invited him onto the show one day, and Sean says, "I really need a co-host for my show." And Bobby says, "I'm not really into pop culture, but I know someone who is." So the next day I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, babe, who is this weird looking dude that's messaging me? And like, but from there, I joined this crew, and I was doing a newsletter for over a year. I'm doing my own podcast called The Buzz with Mama T that's live every Sunday. And after he passed away, I found myself with a lot more time. So now I'm back on both shows.
And we love to have you all the time.
We love you, Mama T.
We'll go with Lance. Lance has an interesting story.
Hey man, nope. I'm Lance. I do music. I've done music a real long time, and I love hanging out with you guys.
Come on, give us some more.
Come on.
Well,
it's short and sweet, man. This is about Christopher. I want to hear what Christopher's doing.
You got to tell him your connection. The whole Dick Warlock thing. Come on now,
Well, that's his father, so he's always connected to him, through blood and everything.
But he does not. Christopher, do you know who Dick Warlock is, though?
I don't think I do.
See, that's why it's like, nope. Let's get on with the graphic novels.
All right, come on. Who's next?
Well, his dad played Michael Myers in Halloween 2.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I'm like, okay. Oh, yes.
Okay. Screaming Sam, go right ahead. I know you're normally the last, but we'll put you in the middle here.
I'm Screaming Sam. How you doing? I'm a tribute artist, comedian. I was a Sam Kinison impersonator years ago. Did a lot of TV shows and stuff like that. Did a lot of TV and radio. Had my own TV radio. Had fun.
Now, Antique Man.
Oh, welcome to the show, SCHMITZ. It's nice to have you here. I'm an aging rock and roll singer, songwriter, inducted into the South Dakota Hall of Fame 4 years ago, and now have a few tunes playing in Minnesota and in Texas. And who would have think that would happen at age 72? But it's good to have you on the show. I want to hear more about your writing.
And then we got Mad Dog.
Hey, how you doing? I was a professional wrestler from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just got inducted into Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in Pittsburgh, along with Bruno Sammartino and all the old time guys. 4-time champion, 3-time tag team champion. It's been a fun life, man. 30 years. I'm busted up, but that's me in the background when I was in my beautiful youth. But yeah, welcome to the show. It's going to be interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, we're one of the things we got here in Waterloo is we've got the wrestling. Was it the Dan Gable Wrestling Museum?
Oh yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, just a few blocks from the bed and breakfast that my wife and I own.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now is that for pro wrestling or
is that pro wrestling? Or is that collegiate?
So I believe he was an Olympian.
Olympic wrestler. That's what I thought he was. Yeah.
But they also have some stuff on pro wrestling era, some things like that. So it's kind of a neat museum if you're into any stripe of wrestling.
Yeah, because he made a transition. I think he's the one that took Kurt Angle into transition. I
feel like you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he is. I remember the name.
Well, one day they'll have a Seth Rollins museum because he's from Iowa as well. So
yeah, Seth is a big name now, boy.
Or Colby Lopez, his real name, which people.
Yeah, but welcome to the show, and glad we got you on here. Let's get going.
I got a question.
Mama T's ready.
Mama T will do the first question.
Go ahead, Mama.
Ready? Okay. So, one of the things that Sean likes about me is that I do my homework on our guests, and wow. All I had to do was Google your name and boom, everything is out there. You've got a few book series out there. You've got other books out there. Your work is basically like sci-fi, right?
Yeah, so I sum it all up in one sentence. I write books nerds like.
Yep. That I I was going to
Not
say,
necessarily. I like stuff like that.
but I was going to say, the question is, what kind of research do you do to make your sci-fi stuff accurate and authentic to where the real nerds aren't going to come out and say, hey, well, that's not how that works.
So there's a couple ideas, especially when it comes to sci-fi, and something similar when it comes to fantasy. And I'm known for writing both. So when you're looking at in fantasy, usually with fantasy, you're going to have things that are completely made up. You're going to have like magic. You're going to have different history and lore for the universe that you've spun into existence by the sheer power of creativity. But it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not internally consistent with a set of rules that you can check against itself, you start to disconnect and the story becomes unbelievable. Now, with science fiction, if you're pulling on science, the science is important, except for when it's not. As long as it's internally consistent, like you can make, for instance, Star Wars and Star Trek, right?
Like,
None of that stuff is possible. It's not even like even theoretical science has disproved many of those things. But as long as it remains internally consistent, then your space fantasy, which is kind of what that is going to be, it's not going to not work. Then it's on you to write a good story. So aside from thing we call like space opera, space fantasy is kind of a niche of space opera where it's really character driven and the plots are the biggest part. But then there's something called hard sci-fi, which is very often similar to military sci-fi, but they're not the same. Like hard sci-fi is going to be things like Michael Crichton, where he did a lot of research and it had to hold true with what we knew scientifically speaking. Even think Jurassic Park, right? We're pulling DNA out of like blood in the mosquitoes in the amber, just super cool stuff. So I have a post-apocalyptic thriller that's a sci-fi called Shadowless. And I was reading like scientific journals on string theory and different like theoretical physics type things on like alternate dimensions and how some of those things work. And you start mashing up things like the Heisenberg uncertainty principle with areas of string theory and something called the Zenosian particle effect, it's a real theory, which means if you're looking and you're observing molecules, they always behave exactly like we know molecules behave, except sometimes then they don't if you don't observe them. And that's a huge plot thread. And once you start looking at those things, you're like, it's just these little cracks. And in those cracks, that's where all the horror is.
For people who aren't nerds, that would be kind of like saying a watched pot never boils.
Yes, correct.
That's interesting.
Very good.
So, what kind of got you interested in being a writer in the first place? Like, what was some of your inspiration from back in the day? I'm guessing, or people that inspired you. Kind of tell us kind of like your early days of why you want to be an author.
I had lots of inspirations, but my biggest one was probably not getting spanked as a child, because you discover at about the age 3 or 4, if you can whip up a story real quick and it's good and believable, you get out of trouble. So I was my own inspiration in the early days, but my librarian at school just did not like me. She would not let me read a lot of things. That made me want to read them all the more. And so I was picking up, I think I picked up, I still have it too. I picked up a copy of The Hobbit, like the 3rd grade, and just binged it. And then immediately went on to Fellowship of the Ring. And those are not exactly 3rd grade friendly, just for the reading level. But I really, really gravitated to Tolkien. And then I started reading a lot of golden, silver, bronze age science fiction, just because they're the library discards, so they're in a box, they're getting thrown away, and they had cool covers, and so I started reading some of those things. Not so much Heinlein, but who else did I read? I was drawing a blank on his name, but he had two different pen names. He wrote Stowaway to Mars. He wrote Day of the Triffids. John Wyndham. He's kind of one of the more obscure. I think he was a Silver Age writer. But yeah, just started reading a lot of those things and got hooked later on. A lot of the Penguin Random House series of the Star Wars novels when they first started coming out in that was probably 89 to 92, which would be a couple years after they left Del Rey. And I'd always wanted to write for Star Wars. And when I was in college in the 90s, the internet was pretty new. And with that, people like Lucasfilm actually had a phone number on their website for like you could actually just call them. And I called them, and some nice lady told me, yeah, if you're hoping to write for us someday, get famous doing something else. Don't call us, we'll call you. And so I've been kind of writing and publishing ever since. Lucasfilm is still not called. I'm not sure if they called, if it's an immediate yes from me at this point. Just kidding. I'll sell out.
I've got to ask this because obviously you were attracted to reading at a very young age. So what got you into that mindset? Let alone what book you picked up, but that's young. So what did it? Can you remember?
I can. Yeah. So because I hate taxes. There's a story. Okay, so I grew up in a small town of less than 500 people, and our city said, "Hey, we're going to pass a tax levy for everybody in town," and that was the last house in the city limits. Right? There's like we're this tiny little burg, Minnesota. It's Verndale, Minnesota, is where I'm from. You probably pass through it on the way. If you've driven from like Fargo to St. Cloud, well, you take the freeway. But if you take a different roundabout, Bemidji, I guess, to St. Cloud, you'd go through on Highway 10. And so we're the last house in city limits. There's this big old field before you get to the SCHMITZ house, because my dad's like, I just want a little spot kind of on the edge of town. It's a fantastic place. I had like 20 acres of woods to play in growing up. But they passed this thing, and everybody's talking about these cool shows on cable, and like everybody's going to have cable because we all paid this tax, and they're going to run all the lines. They're like, it's a lot of extra cable to run to the SCHMITZ house out there. Nah, you guys don't get it. So we did not. We were like one of the only houses that was stuck on the rabbit ears with the snowstorm channels. And so I played in the woods, and I occasionally rented some VHSs, and then read a lot of books. That was it. And I didn't even have a good library in time. So they said that the one library was the school library, and she just hated me. I think she probably hated my parents when they were kids too. I think she was there forever. I think she's still there.
Yeah, right.
I think she like sunk
that one more with the 8 hairs growing out of it.
Yeah.
Librarian is not a job for you if you don't want kids to read.
I know, right? So
concept, yeah.
I think she's stuck into the wall, kind of like that one pirate on Pirates of the Caribbean, who's just like pulls her head off and her brain is still on. Like,
yep.
So I didn't even have, I think I went to the other town library, like the public library, like one time in 20 years. Just wasn't I mean, it wasn't mobile. I couldn't ride my bike to Wadena, Minnesota, on the highway down over. Plus, of course, I grew up in the Jacob Wetterling age where if you go outside, your parents are going to freak out. So unless I was in the woods, because my parents are like, I don't care, go get raised by wolves. Just don't go by the highway because you'll get kidnapped. Which is weird, because I was like, that's the closest thing I think my mom ever said to your cute kid. So, but that's fine. I know what I'm about. So that's my story and why I really gravitated toward writing. And I picked up books at like thrift stores and garage sales, things like that. And now my daughter's even probably more widely read than I am. And
I'll be right back.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it seems like you just kind of had to have an imagination pretty much in order to grow up. It sounds like, and that's kind of where we all kind of come from. We all, had big imaginations, and some of us still do. What we want to be or what we've been. You know, I can imagine, with you, it was probably not an easy start, maybe in the beginning, being an independent author, just because you had to come up with an idea that was going to work and sell, because everybody wants to sell their first book. Everybody wants it to be a New York Best Times seller and all that stuff, all the big high goals. But I'm pretty sure you had to go down a road, that you didn't want to go down to even get yourself noticed, or was it easy for you to say, "Hey, I have this idea; it's going to sell. I can't wait to show you what I got."
Oh no, it's been an uphill battle every single day, just piercing the noise. There's something like every 3 to 7 seconds, a new book goes live on Amazon. Like it is crazy, especially, and that's only speeding up now in the age of AI, which I've read stuff that AI does. I'm not all that worried
Oh,
about.
it's horrible.
Yeah, it's hot trash. I'm not worried about being good in comparison. I'm worried about being able to be found and compared. Just being able to break through the noise is the most difficult part, which means marketing. And God, do I hate marketing. It's just my least favorite thing to do. I would rather be writing the next thing. I have more book ideas than I might ever be able to write. And of course, every day there's more. But yeah, that's the biggest part is piercing through the noise. And so when I first got started, I did sell my first fantasy series to a publisher up in Duluth, which later on got bought by somebody else, and they shuttered. Like they acquired them because they wanted a lot of the hardware and the land that they were on, and so they're no longer around. I got a rights reversion. I carry it, and I have a little Gypsy Varda when I go to Ren Fests. So that's about the only time I ever actually have it on site. Just for people who are like, I would like to read the first thing you ever wrote. I'm like, can I convince you to read anything else?
It was a note to get out of PE in 7th grade. Towards my dad's signature.
My early stuff is very okay. It's fine. It's clean. But I'm a much more refined and nuanced writer now. I have delusions that maybe someday when I'm old and rich and sitting in a stack of money, I'll go back and sit down and binge write the rest of the books that I had in mind for that. In fact, I just stumbled. I'm cleaning out now that I've been here in the mansion a couple of years. Finally cleaning out some of the initial boxes of stuff that I still not really unpacked. I'm like, oh, it's all my notes from my old original book, and everything now I do is digital. But it's nice to have. It's nice to know where I came from. But I think most of my modern stuff is quite a bit better.
I want to make sure that I didn't misspeak earlier. One of the guys had mentioned that they couldn't find you, and I said no. I think where I found you was www.authorchristopherschmitz.com, or was it Christopher D. Schmitz?
Christopher D. Schmitz.
That's what I thought.
Well, I just friended you on the Facebook, so don't turn me down.
Doesn't age himself at all there, does he?
That's right. That's right.
You see Mad Dog Tony Lutz, that was me.
So what
I have 16 pokes from Mad Dog.
That's right. That's right. So when you started to get noticed a little bit, what was the feeling in your mind, or what were you going through when you finally sold out your first book?
I was really excited. I had no idea what I was doing. So some of the things I do nowadays is I try and pay some things forward where I got some good advice from some other folks. And so I do some author mentoring, some coaching. I help others avoid certain pitfalls. I think I kind of got lucky in my BS detector, picked up on some red flags from some predatory things that existed in the early days of the internet and now exist only times 20 and are better at hiding. So, I mean, everybody wants to take advantage of an author. Some of my best blog posts or my most widely read blog posts are on me exposing predatory services that are even some of them that have some big name recognition and they're faking it. So I try and pay those things forward. For me, I think I was never willing to jump all in. I wasn't going to jeopardize my my family. So I got married at 20, 21, 20, and to my high school sweetheart, and we're still together. Our youngest is a junior in college down at Ames. So I had always wanted to write and be able to pivot later on in life. And about 2 years ago, then once our youngest moved out, and we bought this place, started the bed and breakfast. My wife was so sick of administrative BS in the school world that she stopped teaching, and now she runs the bed and breakfast. I get to write full time and do shows, and that's why I'm so much more busy. Is because now I'm doing shows every single weekend, still writing, trying to write more, and also painting an 8,000 square foot Victorian mansion, and fixing plumbing, and
I see the
ripping
brick.
carpets. And
place.
yeah, it's large.
You put a picture up of that so we can see it. That's beautiful.
That's real.
It's the weissmansion.com, WEIS.
I gotta write that down.com, huh?
Yep, the weissmansion.com. And
wow, that's something else. Were you looking for something like that, or did you stumble on something like that?
Both. So I was actually y'all remember in the 1990s when David Copperfield had those couple of TV specials?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he had one of those where he had like the tower of a building that they brought in, and they blew it up, and then like the ghost flew out of it, and the whole thing then kind of came back. It was really cool. That's a very famous house out in Ohio. My wife and I were under contract to buy that because we'd been looking for houses of a certain size and aesthetic, and we really liked that. We were working on buying that one. And then some things started getting really weird with the seller, and we said, well, maybe we just pump the brakes then. If I think he was quite elderly and probably headed for like a memory care type center. And so I think he was just having some issues. I also think his real estate agent was his secret love child who liked to drink at night and then call me. It got really weird.
Wow.
I bet
you that place is haunted you live in.
So we're doing a little haunted event actually the weekend before Halloween.
Really?
So
I'm gonna air it live.
That's a haunted event.
Maybe in the future. So it's gonna be true crime and paranormal. We have a paranormal investigator coming out. We're gonna not investigate this place, but we're gonna investigate there's a haunted pub. It used to be a haunted pub is downtown. It's called Fester's, so it's all kind of Addams Family themed, and it was initially the downtown mortuary when it was built in the 1910s. And the first ever killed in line of action police officer in Waterloo was not interred, embalmed, I guess, prepared there. And so that's one of those. Yeah. So it's really kind of a cool place. So we're doing that, investigating someplace else. So that's some of the paranormal.
Why
stuff.
not your place? So I guarantee you, there's got to be something in that damn thing.
We always tell people, because we've got some stories, but we always tell people it's more like the TV show Ghosts, where we're convinced any paranormal spooky things are goofy. The guy Henry who had the house built was known for like the egg industry, and he was very benevolent. Like he helped start hospitals, and he was a really well-known philanthropist. So I just imagine he's just a rich old ghost walking around bumbling and doing goofy things. But
he don't piss you off. He don't get pissed off when you try to remodel something.
No. So we've been restoring it. It got converted into apartments in the 1930s, and then somebody else came in and converted it back. She painted a lot of the antique woodwork bubblegum pink and wanted to do all of the house. Yeah, so Kelly that's my wife. She stripped
Barbie
down
Dream Mansion.
Yeah, that was kind of it. That and a lot of Dusty Rose, and so we've been bringing a lot of the things back. The guy who owned it before us, him and his wife owned it for 30 years, and they did a lot of remodeling as well. And so we're just kind of in the final stages on the interior side as well as the exterior. That the outside painting is one of the things that it's that much square footage and hanging off a really tall scaffolding is kind of an art form, and so that's what I'm doing. But so we're also doing having a true crime focus. And before he got caught doing a lot of other stuff, the killer clown himself, John Wayne Gacy, was here in Waterloo for several years. He managed 3 Kentucky Fried Chickens and a hotel, and this was he got caught doing some stuff, not the murders yet. Not that the
Boy,
locals
your
are convinced he
chicken
did
tastes funny.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem.
No, it tastes just like chicken.
Yeah.
So we had one idea when
Hey,
we
your
decided we're
girlfriend
gonna
tastes like chicken.
when we decided we were gonna run this. Our first thought was, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have this little true crime, kind of a fun, spooky event, but we're gonna cater it. So we're gonna make sure that the ticket includes food. And we're like, okay, but we got to talk about John Wayne Gacy. So we're going to feed everybody KFC right before we start talking about John Wayne Gacy.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
don't know if that's
You know,
chicken
that's
or,
how you get people to an event. That's how you get people to any event. So
Yeah.
you were talking about how you're fighting all the noise as a writer. That musicians do the same thing, especially with all this AI out there. No offense, Sean, but that's a lot of noise. That's a lot of noise to fight. And John Wayne Gacy, really? Are you kidding me?
The killer clown. So the one of the crazy things is I often compare the writing world to the music world. I've played in a rock band before. I still play, not so much my guitar anymore. Actually, I'm fairly well known as a bagpiper. It's just I don't have to like beg my drummer to show up. I just show up with my bagpipes and
wear
play.
a kilt?
Oh yeah. And I
think
hang
you
out
don't
in a
wear
lot of
underwear with or
Are you
without.
you come on out and find out.
No, I don't want to know that. I'm just asking. I don't want to be that friendly, pal. I never wore underwear under my stuff.
I might have to go here shortly because I got something that's going on and I didn't know this was going to run.
Well, we're almost done anyway, so I mean, that's fine.
Are you having fun?
Huh? Are you having fun? Oh, you're asking me, or you're asking him?
Asking our guest.
Oh, because we're having a great time.
You're always.
Yes, Chris, are you having fun? I mean, just in life in general, too,
Yeah.
with the way where everything turned out. I mean,
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead.
Hey, never mind.
Wait a minute, we're all lost. She asked you if you're having fun. Hey, hell yeah, it looks like he's having fun. He lives in a damn mansion, for Christ's sake.
In 1969, Ray Stevens had a hit song called Guitar Zan. The B side of that record is a song called Bagpipes, That's My Bag.
I will. I'm a big Ray Stevens fan. My favorite song of his, though, I think is probably The Day the Squirrel Went Berserk.
Yeah.
But I will have to check that one out.
Yeah, Bagpipes, That's My Bag. It's the B side of Guitar Zan from 1969.
Just to ask, do you do funerals and that too? Because when I was in the funeral business, they had a lot of bagpipers that would walk around this church and the cemetery to get rid of evil spirits. They would play around the grave, and it was interesting. I talked to a lot of them guys. They were pretty good.
I DJ'd several funerals.
Yeah, I do a lot of funerals on call. If it's during the week, I can almost always make it. Weekends, I've usually got to book out. So it's typically a wedding, because if you're pre-planning a funeral, 9 months out, your things get suspicious quickly.
Yeah,
but I do a lot of those, and I travel pretty extensively during the week, as long as I've got availability to play them. But I enjoy it. I'm supposed to be playing for a little celebrity event here coming up in November in the cities. So if you watch my Facebook, I'll probably talk about it if that does come together. It was the celebrity asked me, but now we got to clear it with a promoter. So,
oh, that's cool.
You get cremated Tuesday.
Yes.
John, you said you're getting cremated Tuesday. Hey, you gonna be available Tuesday in Ohio?
That was a joke. I told my wife I wanted to be cremated. She made me an appointment for Tuesday.
Well, Christopher, we really appreciate you spending some time with us and being our guest. And I'm sorry it took 5 years to get you on the show, but hey, I'm glad that you finally said yeah, and we did this.
Yeah, well, it's fun. I always enjoy getting out and hobnob with everybody else, just kind of in on the scene, whether it's the music scene or pop culture, those kinds of things. So I'm trying to get more hooked in here and there. It's like I I don't try to chase a lot of the big, like the big things. I'm not looking to go and be hanging out with like Chris Evans or the
Yeah.
Hemsworths. I'm like I'm not a big chaser of celebrity. I'd rather hang out with people who have cool stories, and who have things to tell. And if they've been involved in some things, that it's like, oh yeah, I know the thing. Like, because almost everybody at the con scene, at some way, shape, or form, if they've been in the vendor hall behind a booth or been at the front of a panel doing something, talking in their expertise, like they've got almost always got some unexpected chops. And so those are the people I love hanging out with.
It's so much better to find people that like actually seek you out and are just being friendly and not like talking to you because you're famous and you're not, and don't feel like you're talking to them because they have something under their belt. Those are the real conversations. Those are the people you want to know.
Because otherwise it turns into a give or take a relationship. And that's not cool at all. That's not how friendships are made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, for anybody that wants to learn more about you and buy some of your books, how can they do so?
My website be authorchristopherDschmitz.com. If you hit the button that says books, I think it'll take you to my sales portal. Buy them from me instead of Amazon, because otherwise it's going to cost you the same amount of money. But it's kind of like if I've got this little paycheck, yay, I got paid, and somebody comes up and rips more than half of it off and goes, I'm going to go give this part to a billionaire who doesn't really need it. But you get to keep the tiny piece. That's Amazon in a nutshell. So I try and steer people to my Shopify store. If you're having problems in my Shopify store, just email me directly, and all that. There's a link, I think, on my website. But if you because I know we're all kind of enjoy pop culture and some humor and stuff here, the one I would recommend checking out is going to be 50 Shades of Worf.
Like
Okay.
The Klingon from Star Trek, 50 Shades of Worf.
Oh no, I already know where this is going. I'm looking that up. 50 Shades.
Okay, you should look it up. I'm gonna have you, because I play this game all the time at my Comic-Con, so I'm gonna have you read the summary.
Is it Worf like with an A or an O?
Oh,
WORF.
Oh yeah.
All right.
If you pull it up, you'll find it on either Amazon or on my website.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Christopher, and I appreciate everybody for being on the panel tonight, and all the
Thank
audience.
you, Christopher. Best of success to you.
Thanks, Christopher.
And we appreciate Ken for being the newest member of our crew. Next week we got another author, a musician, Jeff Slate will be on the show. So look forward to that.
Music.
We'll see you guys next week for another great edition of Renegade Radio.
Sean, hit my music.
Bye.